We are live, bringing you this Varsity Sports Network Suncoast Game of the Week presented by the School District of Manatee County. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brian Varnador, and I'm joined tonight by my broadcast partner, Ken Burton Jr. Tonight, the visiting Palmetto Tigers have arrived at Charlie Cleland Stadium at Irick Field here on the campus of Sarasota High School. With that, I'm going to turn over to my broadcast partner, Mr. Ken Burton. Ken?
Yes, thank you, Brian. Good evening, everyone. You know, this crazy Florida weather, it's been raining all day. Like, are they going to get this game in? Are they going to move it back to 6 o'clock? But fortunately, the football gods have been nice. The skies are clear. We're playing on an artificial turf field tonight, so should be no excuse for sloppy football tonight, Brian.
Yeah, and in the field, we went out there and ran around on the field a little bit, and looks like the players and their cleats out there had no problems going in and out of their breaks, going through the drills. So it looked like it looks like a great night for football here, Ken.
Yes, and what a great matchup. You know, the Sarasota Sailors and Palmetto Tigers played each other when Coach Marino came to Palmetto High in 2010. They started the rivalry, and they played 8 times, and Coach Marino has won 7 of those 8 matches. But the last one being in 2018, so this will be the first time for Coach Brody Wiseman from Sarasota against Dave Marino for the Tigers. So their first initial battle against each other.
And Coach Wiseman, you know, we had him on media days. You know,
Yes.
we had an opportunity to interview him, a couple of the players there. He's got a very good dynamic big back and a smaller back there, transfer from Manatee over to Sarasota, a quarterback that looks really good, a big offensive line. I think a lot of the components are in place here. He's got speed all over the field here on this very fast trek. And they, you know, really were in a dogfight with Manatee until the second half there. But really a very good, potentially a very good team coming into the game at 2-1, Ken.
Yes, and they've only had one winning season in the last 10 or 15 years. So things there's a lot of pep in the walk here around the campus. High expectations. He talked to us on media days that they become more of a family unit. He's got his coaching staff together. The players have hit the weight room. He says it's the strongest team he's ever had, probably the biggest line that Sarasota's had in a good while. And as you said, now they've beaten Booker. They beat
Bayshore.
They beat Bayshore because those are Class 2 teams, but they lost to Manatee 38-20, but the score, as you alluded, was a little deceptive. That game was 21-20 right at halftime, and Sarasota intercepts a pass in Manatee territory, only to turn it right around, right at the goal line. They intercepted it right back. You know, they score there. That could have been a completely different game, Brian.
Yeah, and Coach Wiseman has the guys. You can see the physical conditioning of this team.
Yes.
We've seen some Sarasota teams in the past. You can see that they've really dedicated to get bigger and
Yes.
stronger. And tonight it's going to be a big test. But, you know, with 2 running backs, you have one running back that averages 96 yards a game. The second running back averages 101 yards a game. So that's your, you know, big back and the smaller back there. And it's potentially a dynamic offense they have out
Yes, and you will not see them in at the same time. They just run the one back and the shotgun, so they can give each other a breather, which for a running back is great. You know, they want the ball every time the play's called. But yes, you have Jaden Judge, who the transfer from Manatee High is goes 5'7", maybe 160 tops, but he is exciting to watch. And the other back is the other junior running back is Joe Ziegler. He's a bigger, more bowling ball prototypical running back, goes 5'9", about 180, and they both look really good. And I think the Tigers cannot take them for granted.
Some of the keys here for the visiting Palmetto Tigers, you know, is number one, this is not the same Sarasota Sailor team that has been seen in the past. This is a group that is much tougher, much more physical. So if the Tigers think that this one's going to be an easy game tonight, they would be wrong. And so you cannot, number one, take the Sailors for granted, and they need to eliminate mistakes on defense. And one thing we saw collectively with the Tigers in our game of the week last week, we saw that there were a lot of penalties in the game, and they've got to clean that up. And then really they've got to contain. When you have two backs that are running for 200 yards a game,
yes,
combined, you've got to contain that Sarasota running game.
Yeah, like I said, taking them for granted. Marino is 7-1 against them. I think they've scored at least 25 points a game against the Sailors in each of those matchups over the years. We saw the game last week against the Rams. The Tigers' defense was the Rams' offense best friend for most of the first half. Coach Brazelton seemed to got it under order for the second half, but still had to hang on to win in overtime. And that running game with that big offensive line, he was a little concerned. He says they're both the real deal, and he's been preaching to his kids all week that we've got to keep them contained. They're going to get their yards, Brian, but it's one of those bend but don't break kind of strategies.
And in the game last week, we saw with a classic double overtime Riverview versus Palmetto game, it was really a game that you saw the talent of Brandon Gonzalez, the kicker. He was named Player of the Week by Dennis, and that's Dennis from the
Sarasota
Herald. And so, he's been perfect. Let's talk about that. Brandon Gonzalez, the place kicker, punter, specialist, has been perfect this season.
Yeah, Robbie Stevenson has really molded him into a great all-around kicker. He is 100% on his placements. He's kicked all 4 field goals. He's 7 for 7 on his extra points. He's been real good with his kickoffs, and we were even talking about we were watching him punt before the game, how he had that bad snap last week and made a real athletic play and outran the defenders and still got the kickoff. He could be the difference in tonight's game, Brian, too.
And then being a soccer player, what we've seen over the years, being able to kick the ball in terrible conditions. The soccer guys can do it, and they think, well, if it's sitting on a tee, this is easy. I'm used to kicking the ball with other legs and doing all kinds of field conditions.
Somebody pushing me and
so,
all I got to do is run up here and kick the thing. Wow.
So he's shown to be another Robbie Stevenson coach, soccer, and Robbie was a great soccer player, later national champion there at the University of Florida. But he's trained up another one of those soccer players to be a great weapon here on the Palmetto High. Now, the home team, Sarasota, think about some of the things that they need to do tonight. I think it's going to be important with the great talented receivers that Palmetto High School has out there to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback, Xander Smith.
Oh, yeah, it is just like Tom Brady, too. The way you get it to rattle Tom Brady is you get pressure on him. Just make him, just throw him off stride a little bit, make him hurry up a throw. He has 4 great receivers that he can throw to, and 2 of them, Adonis has 10, and then the other one.
Zamarian Lang.
Zamarian Lang, and then
Adonis Moise, number 1. And
he has 10, and then the other basketball player.
Rockland Lodge, number 2, the slot receiver. Yeah, he's come in. He's already thrown for almost 700 yards in 3 games. So got to get pressure on the sophomore quarterback, Ryan. And Xander Smith showed in the game last week he's a very willing runner. Yes. This year, he's upping those rushing totals. He's already 2/3 over his rushing total from last year. And he's 6'4", 226. It's going to be key to put pressure on the quarterback, but he showed he was a very willing and effective runner last week, too. Not only can he pitch it, we know he can throw the ball around.
Yeah, he's definitely got the skill set on the throwing part. And I'm sure Coach Marino and Coach Ty are a little nervous every time he decides to tuck it up and run because, that's kind of like your franchise player there. But he's rushed for 66 yards. He had a nice touchdown run last week. And as I keep saying, it's just to keep those linebackers, at bay so that they have to think a split second just to think about he might just run. He doesn't have to run a 4.3 40 to be effective. Just good enough to move those chains like that guy at Florida. Some guy named Tebow made a great living in some Heisman trophies.
And the last thing, Ken, before we have our national anthem here, is to play 4 quarters of football. We saw in the Manatee game, Sarasota very effective in the first half, kind of slipped down. So we're going to watch the national anthem. now that the most important part of the broadcast has been completed with the completion of the national anthem. Ken, I'm looking over the field here at Sarasota, and I was thinking famous alumni here. There's a rainbow that's dropping into the end zone there. And what's the most important alumni here at Sarasota High School, Ken?
Well, there's Pee Wee Herman. Is that who you're thinking about?
No. Even
your mother.
My mother, Eileen Varnador, was
yes.
the head majorette out here, twirling fire batons and those kind of things back here as part of Sarasota and the Sarasota Circus.
Back in the day when they would do that, they would probably turn the lights off when they would light the fire on the end of those things.
They would do the fire, and then they would twirl the fake blades and those kind of things.
Yes.
So, performance here. So that's
high school students doing that.
That's the most, and I have a lot of family here in Sarasota, so it's great to be just blocks away from the house where my mother grew up in. Now the Palmetto Tigers take the field here. Xander Smith leads them through the fog out there. Dan Whidden, the director of field operations here at Palmetto High School, out
and
there
the
with his fog machine.
That looked like a different fog. Is the fog machine actually there, or is he just carrying that?
It's the fog machine. It may have been a one-hitter tonight.
One-hitter tonight.
The fog doesn't seem as dense out there, and it's
carrying a stick with fog on it.
I think it helps when the humidity of the natural field, and here we've on Mother Earth, here is a beautiful facility, and I want to thank all the folks here at Sarasota High School. When we come here, first of all, this press box is amazing. We're going to have very clear coverage. We're going to be able to hopefully see everybody tonight. But the people here at Sarasota High School, the coach, Coach Wiseman, and the athletic director, to help us. We said we're coming here with the Varsity Sports Network. They've been nothing but gracious to us. Now the Sarasota Sailors bring this one out, and if you're not familiar with the mascot here at Sarasota, it's another one of those Florida classic. It's Sarasota Sam. It's a sailor, and he's got the sailor's hat there. You can see him there, and you can see team comparison here statistically. Ken, why don't you read those?
Yeah, and what you alluded earlier about the running backs, you see on the Sarasota side almost 200 yards a game running the ball. Tigers are getting about half of that. But again, it's they played two Class 2S teams, so this will be a big test for the Sailors tonight. They ran pretty effective on Manatee. They're going to run tonight. We'll just see if they can against the Tiger defense get 200 yards.
And looking across at the depth, it looks like Sarasota has a little bit smaller roster in overall numbers, but I don't think that the depth is an issue. It's not one of those teams that trots out 35. There's plenty of football players out there ready to play tonight for the Sailors.
Some of them will go both ways. Not a lot. Palmetto generally does not two platoon, but you will see Sarasota doing a little bit.
Andrew Clayton is the kicker punter. He is a junior, and he's going to kick this one off, and he has the very dangerous number 1, Adonis Moise. The sophomore is out there with Rockland Lodge, and they can do a lot of damage in the receiving game.
And they just happen to be the two top receivers that Xander Smith has been throwing to, both having 10 catches coming into tonight's game.
And so we are live for play. The whistle has blown here, so get ready for a kick out of a great broadcast here by Varsity Sports Network. It's going to be a directional kick, and it's going to be fielded there at the 33-yard line. Very interesting kick there. That's a different one. Looked like almost a drop kick. Maybe we can get a replay on that one. That was something you don't see.
I wasn't paying much attention because, don't expect something like that. And definitely didn't want to kick it to the two gentlemen back on the goal line for obvious reasons. Here we go. Yeah, just like a little pooch. I didn't see a tee, so he might have just drop kicked it.
Live ball now. Xander Smith. He has Adonis Moise in the backfield. So normally a slot receiver, wide receiver, different wrinkle here for the Tigers. And then he has two receivers out here in the formation. Big tight end goes from right to left across formation. And we've got a timeout for the Tigers on the first play of the game. The one thing you've seen with the Tigers last week in our game, number 87 for the Tigers, is big Kyle Nimzik, the tight end, 6'4", 240-pound tight end. And he made a transition during the game, played a little defensive line, and was very effective in the game last week against Riverview.
And that's what you want to do as a player. You want to get out on the field, and sometimes it requires maybe changing positions or changing sides of the ball like that, and he did well.
Caleb Bradley, the kick returner athlete's out there regarding Zamarian Lang, the slot receiver. He's giving about an 11-yard cushion over there. And then Rockland Lodge is out wide to the left. Now Adonis Moise takes it, and he's going to run it around the outside. He's got a big lane, and he takes a big hit, but that's a gain of about 12 on the play. And Adonis Moise, for those of you that haven't watched him, he's a tremendous track athlete. He's also a basketball athlete, but you can see that instant first step speed from Adonis Moise.
Yeah, just a simple sweep to the right and 12 yards. They'll take that all day, Brian.
Callaway is over here to the left, and in the slot, Xander Smith rolls to right, flips it out there to the tight end. He's got a nice gain on the play, gain of about 8 yards. So there it is, something that Tiger fans are going to love to see. Kyle Nimzek, the tight end, showing that good catch radius down the sideline for a nice gain of 8.
Yeah, when you run 12 yards and then come and do a play action afterwards, and Kyle transferred from St. Stephen's in the offseason to become a Tiger. He was a tackle for them, left tackle.
Great size, showed good speed and good
nice
kick.
hands.
Now this time, it's a fumble on the snap, and so looked like the Palmetto Tigers were looking to have a little jet sweep to Rockland Lodge. Fumble on the snap. You know, in the snapping duties tonight for the Tigers, I believe are going to be it would be Clayton Miller.
Procedure.
It's a procedure on the Tigers. All right, so that's going to back him up. And you know the center, he's a long snapper. He's could play a little defensive, and he's centering the ball out there. Big role for the Tigers. 300-pound center.
And he's probably making calls on the line for his counterparts.
2nd and 5 here. Rockland Lodge in motion. They fake it to him. Xander Smith keeps it, rolls to the right. Now he cuts it up to the middle, logging his way down the field for a first down.
And you couldn't describe it more better, logging his way down the field. We don't expect him to be like Adonis and just zoom through there with the track speed. Design play. He kind of faked handoff, but again, a nice gain out of it. We're not asking him to run, or the Tigers are not asking him to run for 200 yards, just to be another threat. And again, He's the second leading rusher on the Tigers, coming in with 66 yards.
6'4", 226-pounder back there. Now joined in the backfield is Devon Thomas back there, and he thrips it out to Adonis. He's hit, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Big hit there, and we'll pick up a number here. That looked like
24.
number 24, and number 24 is Kaiser Bordonis, linebacker, 5'11", 180-pound junior.
He might have missed the block there, but
we talked before the game. The linebackers are not big here.
Yeah, they look good on film, but they go $175, $180, which in the 941 is probably on the small side. But
didn't they have a
lot of hit in there?
Didn't they have a smaller size linebacker here? A guy that Sam Fields, was that Sarasota?
Sam Shields.
Sam Shields.
Yeah, he played at Miami, and then he played for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, he's a little undersized too, and players make plays. And this time, that one is out to Rockland Lodge. He slips on his cut. He's going to go for a gain of about 4 on the play.
What I liked about that play was Malik Callaway blocking for his receiver buddy there to help with the gain there. So they got their first third down. There he is.
10 minutes, 36 on the clock. Twin receivers on the right, or trip receivers on the right side of the formation. Callaway over here, single receiver to the left. Dylan Thomas, he's running left, cuts it inside, and he's got a nice gain on the play. A really nice tackle there by number 32, And number 32 coming in there to make the play is Hayden Maxwain, 6 foot, 180-pound linebacker. Covered a lot of ground on that one to make the play.
Covered a lot of ground. Yeah, Thomas, the leading rusher for the Tigers, coming in with 170 yards. He's had 75% of all the running plays. Gutsy call there on a 3rd and 5 to run the ball. But
well, if you wanted to talk about
4th and 1.
Undersized, you're not going to be talking about the nose tackle on this play. Number 99, Arden Selja. He is a 6'3", 345-pound nose tackle out there, right across the center, 300-pound center versus 343 pounds. Welcome to 9-4-1 football, right?
So the Tigers take a second timeout, Brian.
So think about that. You know, if you're viewing from other places, it's going to be rare that you see a 300-pound center being outweighed by 43 pounds by a defensive lineman.
Yes, and Coach talked about, the Sarasota coach Wiseman talked about how dedicated his line. Not only are they big, they're big, this biggest team that they've had physically, but he said the strongest. So you're giving up 45 pounds to the nose guard, but a strong nose guard potentially.
Now the over there, the twin receivers to the right, there would look like press coverage over there, Ken, so not much of a cushion over there. Adonis Moise on the left side of the formation, along with Zamarian Lang out there wide left. This time Xander looks, throws the ball out there. He's got a receiver, Rockland Lodge, and he had it go right through his hands, incomplete pass. Pretty good play by the defender back there, and that's going to be that athlete, Caleb Bradley back there, getting that hand in there and able to distract Rockland Lodge.
Yeah, you have two athletes going after that ball as we see Xander throwing up the pass. And just great coverage, great route, great coverage, and it's a game of inches sometimes.
Beautiful coverage. No face guarding on high school, so he's just locked up and watching the flight of the ball. Great defensive play. And Caleb Bradley, we'll see him tonight. He's going to probably play a little both ways. He's an athlete. He's a 6'1", 175-pound corner. Good size out there at the cornerback position. Low snap. They get it in the middle of the field, breaking a tackle, then going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. And there's a first look at Jaden Judge. He's 5'7", 175-pound running back.
He has all the moves. He can go north-south. He can go east-west. They're going to have to tackle up on him and gang tackle him just like they did there
really
all night long.
Timing of the play was blown up. Alexander Diaz with a low snap was unable to make a clean exchange back there. This time it's good snap, and there's that man again, and he's got a first down. There's a flag down on the play, tackled after a 17-yard gain. But let's look back to the middle of the field.
Yeah, and it's right there on the left side of the line, so there's a very good chance it's going to be a holding, and they're going to bring this back. We'll just have to wait and see. But they've already started feeding him the ball, Brian.
And in watching some film on him, the guy that he most reminded me of at 5'7", 175 pounds was Warwick Dunn.
Warwick Dunn, yeah, that's a great example.
Because he runs through tackles and he breaks tackles. It seems he shouldn't. He is a fantastic running back.
And for somebody that size, he's tough to bring down too. That was another Warwick Dunn characteristic. They thought he's just an outside guy, but he could take it right up the middle and carry people.
He's one of those that says that this guy's not capable of carrying the ball 30 times a game. Well, he is, and he's showing some great moves out there. He gets the ball again, fires into a big hit in the center of the line, glances off of that one, rolls for about a yard gain on the play. So it's going to bring up a third and about 16 yards here with 8:25 on the clock here in the first quarter.
This is where they're going to look at Caleb Bradley as we watch the running play. There was just nowhere to go. A nice initial hit there as we see the Sailors crowd there. They're excited for their team.
Going to be a big throw here for Alexander Diaz. He reviews, looks at the field, and the Tigers have jumped offside. Looked like Kyrie Marshall may have encroached on the play. So it's going to be encroachment on the Tigers, and that'll be number 1 for silly penalties tonight.
Silly penalties, which was one of our keys to the game. We called Kyrie Marshall's name a lot last week. come in with 19 stops so far, 6 tackles for loss, both second on the Tiger defense.
And if you haven't watched him play, he is all over the field, great in coverage. This time Lawson looks, steps up, and Kyrie Marshall comes and makes the play. See the closing speed by Kyrie Marshall there.
Yeah, absolutely. But that play started with number 20, Colton Davis, playing defensive back, because he was staring down the receiver over to our way here, Brian, towards the Sailor. He's looking at him right there, and he's not open. And then Kyrie just comes in and makes the tackle there.
Beautiful form tackle. So Andrew Clayton will go back there to punt this one away. Back to return this one is Adonis Moise. Low snap. And the ball is kicked. Left-footed kick. Going to be difficult to catch. And that one is going to roll all the way down to the 22.5-yard line. Adonis Moise played that one a little safe, Ken. You know, you'd like to see the field position. Gave up about 15 yards of field position on that. Probably a little bit different of a look than he's accustomed to coming from the left-footed kicker.
Yes.
Caused a little pause there, and it is better to, you know, not muff the kick and give the Sailors the ball down there at this point on the field.
Err on the side of caution. Yeah, just those little things, especially on a high kick, and that ball's twirling, and you don't see that at practice because they don't have a left-footed kicker. I'll give him that one.
Yeah, Coach Stevenson should go out there and punt those to him.
Yes. Yeah, he can still probably crank them.
Oh, great little cut there. Ball's out on the ground. Xander Smith collects that. Great play there in the backfield. Now you're going to look at that, and I believe that was number 55. We'll get a look at that. And that 55 is going to be Maddox.
He stripped him good.
March Black.
But Xander Smith, Johnny on the spot there, saving the from it being a turnover.
There's a little hitch play. It's out to Zamarian Lang. Spins on the sideline. He's going to be brought out of bounds there at the 24. 2-yard gain on the play. Brings up needs 8 yards here. 6:13 on the clock.
Yeah, good to see Zamarian Lang getting a catch. Off to a little slow start, but you know, they're expecting him to break out here anytime.
Xander Smith looks things over. 3 receivers out there to the right side of the formation. Zamarian Lang out here on the left side. Xander Smith looks, throws it, picked off, and that's going to be number 18 back there. And a great play is made by Nathan Wells. 6'3", 205-pounder. Let's take a look at that again, perhaps on the replay.
Yeah, just going down the center of the line looking for the slot guy, and Xander basically playing center field there and jumped it right there at the end for the Xander's 4th interception of the year.
And that was Nick Wazovich, a safety, 5'11", 170, making a nice play back there in center field.
Gives the Sailors a great field position. They're inside the 40-yard line looking there.
Yeah, going to get cranked up here on the 38-yard line. 5:36 remaining here in this first quarter.
It's probably a water break. Just an exchange of ball.
So going to start out this time, it's going to be Jaden Judge, the back. You know, they will change things up, but Judge will be the back this time. Diaz, Judge in the backfield. Diaz sets up shop in the shotgun. One receiver out wide to the left.
36, you gotta run power right now.
Big cushion over there. Judge takes it. A little jump cut into the hole there. Goes gain about 2 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd and 8.
Yeah, there's definitely a battle going on in the trenches there between these 2 squads. They're just really going at it. Short gain.
A lot of humanity out there. Big
yes
linemen out there on both sides of the formations. Judge takes it this time. He hit hard, bounces off, and Kyrie Marshall's going to clean up for about a 2-yard loss on the play.
I think maybe Kyrie might be the spy on him tonight. What do you think, Brian? That would be a good matchup there. Watch that battle. We've already called his name 2 or 3 times.
And I'll tell you, that was a big hit, and Judge just bounced off of that, pirouetted out of there, but Kyrie Marshall able to clean things up. But you can see the power of this smaller back. Now Joe Ziegler, the 5'9", 200-pound back, is into the game. It's going to be a timeout for Sarasota Sailors. 4:28 on the clock.
So you can see the chess game evolving. Here we are. We've played 7 minutes of football, and there's already been 3 timeouts called and a water break. They're really trying to figure each other out, and the Rams have a 3rd and 10 here. They could run it, but passing it might be the best way to go.
You do have a big back, and it's one of those times where the ball is at the 40-yard line. It could be, you're going to try to get, put 2 plays in here to try to, get further down in the red zone. Because if you get a punt, a lot of times you're going to punt it into the end zone. It's going to be not much of a net yardage punt. And you've got a big running back there, with a Palmetto in a smaller front there. They, may choose to just run a draw or some type of action like that you'd have seen, go for a 7 or 8 yard gain here. Ziegler in the backfield. This time they look. Throws the long ball out there. Good coverage out there. It's going to be picked off by the Tigers. He's at the 3-yard line, 4-yard line, drives forward to the 5. So that's just a little bit better than a punt. So for Sarasota, not really that tragic of a deal. Turnover, great play by number 25 for the Tigers, and that is going to be Nathan Dawes back there, 6'3", 180-pound senior.
Yeah, he was the safety. He was the over the top guy, and they went for all the marbles there, and he jumps and makes the interception.
And great play there by number 2, Tyler Pack. He's an athlete. You'll see him out here on a lot of these passing plays, returning kicks, but you can see the speed of that young man.
Yeah, he's
able to make a play.
He's getting some college looks. I saw where he's going up to Western Carolina for an unofficial visit here.
Joseph Dern is out here guarding Rockland Lodge, but the Tigers hand the ball off to the running back. He drives forward for a gain of about 3 on the play. Met in that backfield by that linebacker number 33 there, Joey Calicio back there.
They've got good linebackers. They're not big, but they're very athletic. That may be why you see Xander maybe perhaps running the ball, because of the smaller linebackers.
Smith now fakes the handoff, runs. Going to get a lot of body lean on this. Runs through the linebacker, and good prediction there, Ken. Goes for a big first down. Ball stopped at the 30.
Was just luck, but when you're 220 and you've got 180-pound linebackers, you just 40 pounds. Do the math. Sooner or later they're not going to want to hit him.
Oh, come on, Kenny. I saw you consult the magic 8-ball over there and came up with the right answer. But good call there by Ken Burton Jr. Now it's 3 minutes and 24 seconds on the clock. First down. He throws it out there. Adonis Moise tries to make one miss. Great tackle there on the play. And that is number 3. And that's going to be Caleb Bradley out there. That kick returning athlete defensive back. 6'1", 175 with a great tackle.
Those are your 2 athletes going at it there. And actually very little gain on that. So Bradley with the win on that play with a nice open field tackle.
Sander is going this time. Smith drives forward near the line of scrimmage, just a little bit short. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Tiger call played right into the Sailors' defense. There was nowhere to go. He just leaned forward the best he could to muster a yard there. Yeah, there was no way.
Zamarian Lang along with Adonis Moise on this side of the formation. 2 receivers out there to the right. Xander Smith Fakes the handoff. Now he's going to tuck it inside this time. They're all over him, and it's a sack on the play, really a running play. Loss of one on the play brings up a 4th down punting situation.
Yeah, one of the keys to the game early for the Sailors that we talked about was getting pressure on Xander Smith, and looks like they may have done like a little bit of a blitz there, but those defensive linemen, there was just really nowhere to go.
It's going to be important for DeAndre Berry, the 6'3", 275-pound long snapper, to get a good snap back there to Brandon Gonzalez. Slow snap. Gonzalez has got it, and he gets it away. Knuckleball kick, and it's going to be rolling, and rolls down to the 15-yard line.
So you do the math, that's a 60-yard punt. But even more so was the fact that, again, like we saw last week, where he had to play baseball and make a play and then get it out of there.
Okay, I'm going to talk to the group there. I got a note here, Ken. Just if you would, I want to communicate with the production crew, and I'll be right back with you. Ken, go ahead.
Okay, it looks
Hey
like
guys,
they're bringing it back.
They say we need to unplug the blue.
It again, and how unfortunate, because Gonzalez definitely flipped the field on that one. Okay, the Palmetto offense is back out on the field. Across the field, it's showing that it's 3rd down. 1st down. So they're marking off a penalty against the Sailors. It's going to give the Tigers new life on about the 39-yard line.
On the play.
And we have a flag at the last second there, Brian. After they blew the ball dead up behind the play. And unfortunately, that was a nice pitch and catch by Nukaling. Oh, nice move there.
So the minute 16 on the clock, Palmetto Tigers backed up with a penalty, and that will bring up a 2nd and about, we're going to go 17 yards.
Yeah, it nullifies a nice pitch and catch by Zamarian Lang.
Zamarian Lang out here on the left side of the formation, 3 receivers out there to the right. This time Xander Smith hands it off the back, driving forward, spinning off a tackle, took a big hit there and drives forward for a nice gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 9.
You pretty much got all the penalty yards back there. So we watch that. Again, that's Thomas, the team's leading rusher.
And there is an encroachment there, so that's going to be a penalty on the Sailors, and that'll bring up a 2nd and about 4 yards for the Tigers. .51 seconds remain here in quarter 1. Devon Thomas It's a fake to him. Now Xander, he's got a receiver, and there's going to be holding out there. There's the flag coming in late.
There's 2 or 3. I think everybody saw that one.
Made a really good call over there. Sprinting down the sideline there was the official, running very fast behind the play and trying to dig that flag out of his pocket. But good hustle play over there, a good call over there. And so that it's going to be a first down for the Tigers.
So the Tigers saw something they like here and had Lodge do the fly route, but you see him right there several times.
And in high school football, for those that say that's an uncatchable ball and those kind of things, it really doesn't matter. You can throw the ball 60 yards beyond the receiver, and holding is holding. It's not one of those things like on Saturday or Sunday they would change. So that was the call. Oh, it fumbled exchange. Xander Smith hops on that one. Right there, Johnny on the spot with some pressure back there was number 47. And Bradford Stow back there, defensive end, 6'3", 215-pound, was in great position on that one.
Looked just like an exchange disaster there. And Xander, fortunately, was right there where he needed to be to keep this possession.
Looks like the Tigers may have enough for one more play. 11 on the clock now. Xander Smith awaits the snap. And it's back there. He looks out there, throws a little hitch out there to Zamarian Lang, makes the first one miss, and then he's going to step out of bounds. He steps out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. So 0.7 seconds on the clock there, Ken.
So obviously this will be the last play, but I like to see them throwing the ball to Samarian Lang. He is a mismatch for any defense. When you're 6'4" and you run a sub-4 440, you got to figure out some way to get him the ball. I think that's 3 or 4 catches for him already tonight.
And that just eventually, with a little time, we haven't seen Xander Smith have a lot of time, but with time, then you can throw the ball over the top. Now this time, great little run there, driving forward, but outstanding play by those linebackers. Number 33 there comes up, and there's that smaller linebacker showing that great speed, and that's Joey Calicia, 5'11", 185. What a great play by the linebacker. And we are Varsity Sports Network is showing this game here, presented by the School District of Manatee County.
When I drop my kids off and I see that they're on time and they've been delivered safely, it gives me a lot of personal satisfaction to have done this for the community. I would encourage anybody who is like me, retired, to look into this and consider, because it really has worked for me.
Start a great future with the School District of Manatee County. Apply now at manateeschools.net/careers.
In sports, we wear all types of equipment to protect ourselves from injury. One of the most important, yet neglected parts of the body are the ankles.
Research shows that more than 30% of all sports injuries are ankle-related. Preventing an injury is key in any sport and applies to any job where you're on your feet all day as well.
Prevent Sprain socks were scientifically designed and engineered for support, stability, and performance.
Stay active with PreventSprainSocks.com.
Hello.
Live action here. Now this is the beginning of the second quarter. We have zeros on the board for both teams. Brandon Gonzalez is back in the punting formation. DeAndre Berry, the long snapper, 6'3", 275-pound long snapper, is going to fire this one back there. And really,
there's nobody back. They're playing a straight defense, maybe anticipating it's third down across the field, but
yeah, they needed to change that marker. And very high kick, and the ball is going to get into the end zone. And you can see the long snapper, DeAndre Berry, at 275 pounds. A good snap, but look at the coverage by the long snapper. And that's what they look like for on Saturdays. Snapping it back there is one other thing, but getting down that field and being able to down the ball, a good hustle there by DeAndre Berry.
Yes, and Coach Robbie talking to his kicker, just needed to take a little off that kick. and get a little more height on it and make that ball not bounce so much on this artificial surface.
A very close game to this point, 11:52 here in the second quarter. And Alexander Diaz is going to have his back there with him. And it sounded like a whistle was blown, but no stoppage of play. Driving forward is Joe Ziegler, and that's that 5'9", 200-pound running back, number 1.
Yeah, I heard that whistle twice, Brian. That could wreak havoc during the game, but nice run there by the Sailors to move the chains on first down.
1st and 10, ball is spotted at the 31-yard line. Palmetto Tigers rolling up, and now they're offsides. So getting a little bit anxious there. Jacoby Morrell, the junior, 6'2", 270-pound defensive end, a little anxious on that one.
Yeah, the Tigers were stacking the box. I think I counted 8. So they were really expecting them to run the ball that time.
And you know, one thing you can see with a big back like that, if you bring 8 across the line, you know, you can have some negative plays, but you can pop some big ones out of there. There's a big hit by Kyrie Marshall. He bounces off of that, and then Jamil Williams is able to clean things up.
Yeah, Jamil Williams, the leading tackler on the defense, with 31 stops coming in tonight's game.
And 6'1", 210-pound, probably be a safety on Saturdays. They're playing a little Mike linebacker here tonight. Man, great skills by Jamil Williams. Diaz patiently looks over the field, checks out of the play. Ziegler's in the backfield with him. 2 receivers out here to the left. And they hand it to Ziegler. And he runs inside. Big first down, runs over a couple of Tiger defenders. Tigers saying the ball's out, but I think they're going to spot him down. So we'll look at on the replay here, get a good look here. Ziegler had problems initially securing the ball. See there, it was bouncing around.
Then running a student body left, and
the ball was out.
The ball
was out. He was on top of the Palmetto Tiger player. So fortunate break there for the Sailors. Dastin Chikatayev, the middle linebacker for the Tigers, is creeping up into the A-gap here. Ziegler takes it, running hard, goes for a nice gain on the play. Looked like he had about 8 yards on that one.
Yeah, and they're just rotating these backs to keeping them fresh. It's his turn to pound the rock here, and getting a great start before he hits that line of scrimmage, hitting it almost full speed.
Brings up a 2nd and 4. I apologize for that spot. I thought he went for about 8, gain of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 here for the Sailors. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 single receiver out there to the right. There's a penalty on the play. Ball's thrown long down the side. Great speed out there by the wide receiver and the Palmetto defender out there. And they're going to say that the Tigers were encroaching. Let's see what the call is. The flag came out very early. Let's see.
Generally, that means it's a free play.
Encroachment. False start.
Oh, false start
on Sarasota.
Wow.
So that was a tough one for the Sailors. Going to back them up 5 yards.
You know, the one thing about the Sailors with their skilled athletes, the only senior that's getting the ball thrown or they're running is Caleb Bradley, the athlete. The quarterback is a sophomore, and both these running backs are just juniors.
2 receivers out here to the left, 1 single out there to the right. Big Ziegler's in the backfield there. He gets the ball again, running left. Another penalty on that side of the formation. And a nice gain on the play of about 5. But let's see, might be another false start.
So something on the right side of the line. If we catch a replay here, we might be able to pick it up. We're going to look on the right side. Well, the play had started.
It's going to be another false start on the Sailors.
So generally that means some lineman over there is having a hard time with one of the Tiger defenders.
It was Kyrie Marshall.
Marshall, yeah, it would either be him or Jamil Williams.
And he was across the line of scrimmage very quickly on that play. And so the right tackle out there, you know, that's a nice size right tackle out there for the Sailors. This one's clean. He hands the ball off. Great play there. Rumpf was involved the play. Then right back to the middle of to the line of scrimmage there, Joe Ziegler. So it brings up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they're going to continue to try to run the ball. That seems to be their bread and butter so far.
Sailors go empty this time. 5 receivers in the formation. Diaz tries to draw those Palmetto Tigers across that line of scrimmage. They stay put this time. Diaz looks. Oh, lots of pressure, and he's going to be sacked there. Dustin Chikatayev and Jamal Williams with the sack.
Great call by defensive coordinator for the Tigers, sending his linebackers nowhere to go for the quarterback, and was hoping for a replay.
That was a wrinkle that we've seen the Tigers do occasionally there. A nice little stunt there, and 6:53 on the clock. Punting situation for the left-footed kicker. Very beautiful kick. Rockland Lodge is back there, and the ball is going to be picked up by Rockland Lodge. Steps across the line of scrimmage, and he tries to.
I don't know what he was doing.
He tried to flop there. The guy had barely touched him out of bounds, and he was trying to draw a penalty over there. So I don't watch that on the replay.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah, hopefully they'll have it. But you know, I did not anticipate this being a 0-0 score. You know, I was thinking it would have been maybe like the Manatee Sarasota game where these guys were both running up and down the field on each other. But man, it has been a defensive slugfest tonight.
So Xander Smith will start things out on the right side, right hash over here. Zamarian Lang is out wide to the right. Adonis Moise wide in the slot. This time they hand the ball off, and that is number 3 for the Tigers, which is Nasir Edwards, the 5'10", 180-pound junior. Really nothing doing. Gain of about 1 on the play.
Yeah, the Tigers came out pretty successful at the beginning of the game, being able to run the ball, but the last few minutes they have struggled.
Huge cushion on Adonis Moise on the left side. Xander Smith looks to the opposite side of the field, throws it out there late, and that's something they'll probably get a chance to look at halftime, because there was a big cushion over on the slot receiver, and easy pitch and catch to the right, but Xander Smith looks to his left, throws it out there, incomplete pass. Good coverage out there by number 10 again.
Yeah, he's the one that had the interception earlier that killed a drive. But the Sailors' defense is getting good pressure on Xander, making him throw earlier than anticipated.
And that's Nick Wazowitz out there again.
Just a junior.
Really heads up safety play. This time Xander Smith throws it out there. It takes a while to get out there. That's going to be Callaway on the sideline for the first down. Very close to the first down.
Yeah, he had to throw that ball about 60 yards just to get it over here all the way across on the wide side of the field. It took forever to get over here, but he talked about that cushion, Brian, as we watch Xander throw all the way across the field. Look at that cushion right there.
And there's a cushion over there to the slide. This time he's going to bounce that one out as Tom's boy. Good run.
Hold on to it.
Hangs on to the ball. Goes for about a 7-yard gain on the play. So really good running there by Devon Thomas.
Yeah, again, the Tigers' leading rusher. He got turned sideways before he was tackled, and that's where you got to watch where that ball can get popped out.
Now that brings up a 2nd and about a foot here for the Tigers. they're talking to the chain crew over there.
This really opens up the playbook. Coach Ty Stoltz, offensive coordinator, can dial up just about anything now and see what.
So they're gonna talk this one over. The Sarasota coaches over here are not happy with the call.
Probably the spot.
The spot on that one. We thought, looking at it live, we thought it was very close. Right in front of the Sarasota bench was the play, so they had a very good look at it. Right,
Well,
right
Mr. Whitehat just indicated it's second down, and it's less than a yard.
Now here we are, second. Quarterback's back there about 6 yards deep in the backfield, waits, and he's going to get sacked. So here's that second and inches play that we talk about week after week with the shotgun formations, high school football. So now it's going to be third and long.
Number 42, Jamon Thompson, a freshman defensive end linebacker, 6'3", 195. Watch this. Bam.
Need a little bit. Had the wheel route, had the out and up down the boundary, but no time to throw for Xander Smith. That's what they set up. And that's one that Xander really has to get out of the hand, and for an incomplete pass, just throw it away. This time Xander looks, steps up, throws the long ball high in the air. It's got a receiver out there. It's going to be picked off again. And Zamarian Lang, there's going to be a block in the back, turning it up the sideline now. Finally tackled there by Callaway. So the block in the back had occurred about a 10-yard line. So the Sailors are going to start out, inside the 10-yard line.
Yes, Xander had time to throw the ball a little bit more time, not a lot, but just hung that one up a little high. As he jumped up in the pocket there. The receiver,
Adonis Moise
ended up having to play defender, and then there was the block in the back. As we talked about getting pressure on him, that was one of the keys. And so far, the Sailors have been successful. And that's two turnovers by interception.
And that's going from first. And we see this with high school football: first and 4 or 5 chain links, or it's second down and 4 or 5 chain links. You're going to take the ball in the shotgun. Sometimes you're going to get a bad snap, and you get a negative play. You get a sack back there. And it changes the dynamic of game. Gone are the days where the quarterback can line up under center and hand the ball off to a big back. Something that.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. Don't do it.
But here, 5:28 on the clock. It is going to be a 1st and 10. They're going to spot this one right at the 10-yard line.
Come on, let's go.
So, either a timeout or a water break here.
Looking around, I didn't see the officials. I was looking at a replay here. So during this break in the action, we thank you for watching Varsity Sports Network, presented by the School District of Manatee County.
Hello, this is Mike McDonald with Conley Buick GMC. The best thing about today is I don't have to apologize for not having any inventory. We have GMC Sierras. We have GMC Yukons. We have GMC Acadias. We have a great selection of GMC Terrains. Also, we have a great selection of Buick. I know you guys have all struggled with going to dealerships, looking on their lot for a brand new vehicle, and you find absolutely nothing. Look no further. Come to Conley Buick GMC, where you too will be treated like family.
What a seesaw battle here at Sarasota High School, back and forth, but the clock shows 0 for both teams. Back and forth on the field, red zone to red zone, but really not any scoring in tonight's game. Very big surprise, Ken.
Oh, yeah, both of these schools have been able to score points, but tonight they are hard to find.
Gain of about 2 on the play, and that was going to be Joe Ziegler again.
And they're sticking with the game plan. There's his coach Brody Wiseman there real excited about his team this year. They're going to stick to this running game with that big offensive line and his two talented running backs.
Yeah, seems like they're running the ball behind Maddox. Great football name here. It's Maddox Marchbank. You know, he's 6'3", 280-pounder, and they seem to be running the ball right off of his hip pocket in this game tonight.
Yeah, he also doubles as the long snapper, as you mentioned earlier. Very versatile athlete for a big guy.
3rd and 7 on the play. Diaz looks. Gives the Palmetto Tigers the high, very hard, loud count. We can hear it from inside the press box. The Tigers stay disciplined. Look for Rump, number 5, on the inside of the line there. This time he throws a quick hitter out there. Receiver needs to make one miss. Jamal Williams throws him out of bounds, and that's going to be a gain of about 4 on the play, bringing up a 4th down.
So great job by the Tiger defense. We watch Jamil just sling him out of bounds. All you wanted to do was keep him from avoid letting them get a first down, so the Tigers should get excellent field position to start maybe what might be the last drive of the first half.
Clayton awaits with his feet 2 yards in the end zone. There's a snap, and he gets a left-footed kick out of there, and it's going to be very high. And it is going to roll out of bounds at the 49-yard line, at the Sarasota 49-yard line. Palmetto Tigers start with excellent field position at the 49.
Yeah, this is actually their best field position to start a drive, and you know, maybe sometimes that's just what the doctor orders here. That interception, you know, hurt, but the defense held as they've held all night, and the Tigers had a chance to regroup here. And like I said, there's just 4 minutes left. This could be the last drive of the first half.
And in this, you look at the flag over there, Ken, it's blowing a little bit left to right across the field. Kind of a nice setup for a soccer-style kick field goal. Rockland Lodge takes this one, jet sweep, cuts it inside. Big lane. And he drives first down all the way to the 34-yard line as Lodge. So great play, a great pickup on the play.
Yeah, just doing something different, and it's just getting the ball into your skilled position people's hands, and if it's a jet sweep that they haven't seen, so be it. And yeah, good 15, 16-yard gain there.
And those linebackers, Hayden Miswayne and Joey Calicia, they are all over the field. That looked like it was going to go out the back of the end zone, and did they close the gap there? And this time it's Adonis Moise. He's looking, and he drives 4 balls out, and it's going to be fumbled out of bounds, but it's going to be a gain on the play of about 6 yards.
And again, another change of pace by putting Adonis. We saw him a little in the backfield as a running back earlier. He's another one that has done well with jet sweep. So, you know, prior to tonight, yes, the ball was already out of bounds. But again, just getting your players in position to do something great.
You have to give credit to the secondary here for the Sailors. They've been excellent against a lot of talented skill. Xander Smith steps up, gets a block out there, and he's going to go for the first down, but there's going to be a holding there right at the 20-yard line, spot foul, so that should break it back to about the 30 if the penalty is accepted. I mean, it will be accepted.
Yes.
So I saw the hold at the 20, right, Ken?
Yes. Yeah, so it's going to come back. Yeah, it was Xander was breaking to the short side of the field over on this side, and probably right there was the hold. And when you're able to run the ball effectively with just a couple little wrinkles, that even opens up stuff for opportunities for Xander to jump in and get a nice gain there. But this one comes back.
And they got the hold a little bit further up the field of play. There must have been 2 holds on the play. This time Xander Smith gets it out there, and that one's going to be Zamarian Lang, stiff arm, tries to break a tackle, and he's going to be tackled after a gain of about, we'll call it 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and we'll call it 11. Well, 3rd and 10. Ken.
3rd and 10. Yeah, just a wide receiver screen to the far side of the field. That's about catch number 5 for him. And all of that, we got basically the penalty yards back, but probably want to get another few more yards. If we don't get the first down, look for them to go for the field goal.
Caleb Bradley made the great tackle there. This time it's going to be run and gain of about 3 on the play. So the ball spotted at 30. It'll be a 47-yard field goal. And we have seen Brandon Gonzalez. I caught a couple 50-yard field goals. I was walking on the field, and he kicked a couple from the 40. So this time it would be held. We're going to call it at the 37. Let's see where
they haven't called him in yet. They're
okay. So Palmetto
going
Tigers
for
elect
it.
to go for it here. There's an encroachment.
They probably had no intention of running a play here to see if they could draw him offside. In worst case, they used that last time out to and then kick the field goal. Because you think about it, Brian, I'm looking at the flag. The wind is at his back, and he's definitely got the legs.
And it's going from the left to the right a little bit. So as you hook the ball as a right foot soccer-style kicker, just throw it up there in the middle. But no, the Palmetto Tigers are going to bring the offense on the field here, 4th and very short.
So they got the 5 yards.
Xander Smith keeps it and he runs, lowers his shoulder, first down all the way down to the 19-yard line. Clock at 1:52 stops at the first down.
So executing a 2-minute drill now, but imagine on a 4th and short, and he doesn't hit anybody until he's in the secondary. Wow. Great running.
Flicks it out there, and that is going to be Callaway on the reception. He's tackled inbounds. The clock will keep winding here unless the Palmetto Tigers elect to take that last time out.
Yeah, he faked me out there. I thought the 3 had it, but just an out to Callaway. Yeah, clock is not a factor at the moment.
So here it's a 2nd and 8. Now, great tackle in the backfield back there. No gain on the play. And that was Nasir Edwards, unable to get things going. That brings up a 3rd and 8. Clock is down to 1:03.
Again, clock not a factor here. If they do not make the first down, which you can see clearly here on your viewing screen, they'll go for the field goal. And somebody's got to think about it here.
That's going to be
referee
Sarasota calling a timeout. They're talking things over with the bench. Maybe a sideline warning over here. Yeah, there's some sideline warning. No yardage will be. Well, they are assessing some yardage on this one.
Wow, that takes it from a 3rd and 8 to about a 3rd and.
Yeah, that's
3. Yeah, they're moving it now.
Stops the clock.
Stops the clock.
Boy,
they still have their 1 timeout.
That was a bad one.
Wow.
And Xander Smith draws him offside, so there's your first down. That's going to stop the clock. Now the clock, 2 seconds ran off the clock, but there's going to be plenty of time here. There's your first down here for the Palmetto Tigers.
This is what we saw last week doing the Palmetto Riverview game, where the Palmetto defense was the offense's best friend. The Sailors are struggling here during this drive. They've played very well all night. But they just gave the Tigers a 1st and goal with 47.5 seconds and a timeout.
Got enough time to throw the ball in the end zone. Just throw it away if you don't have the completion there. He throws it to Callaway out there. Pretty good coverage. Incomplete pass. So that's going to bring up 2nd down from the 8.
Yes, I like the call there. You throw that thing in the end zone, throw it up to Callaway, and if it doesn't work, you go back and try it again.
Yeah, you got 5'9", 155-pound Joseph Dern out there in coverage. Always an option with your big 6'4", 195-pound receiver is that back shoulder fade to the back of the end zone to the flag back there. This time Xander Smith throws it out there again, and he's got Adonis Moise for the catch. And the official is signaling touchdown. So Adonis Moise shows not only can he run a little bit, got that blazing speed, but did great discipline to get that 1 foot in bounds.
Yeah, I thought he was going to throw it up in the corner again to Callaway, but Moise streaking across the back end of the end zone there for the oh, nice. It was 1 foot in. I was just saying that. But
it was great. So you saw the completion there. Great play by the track basketball. We'll just call him athlete, Adonis Moise.
Sophomore.
Now Brandon Gonzalez is out there. Xander Smith is going to hold this one. The long snapper, I think that's Big Keon that's firing the ball, but no, it's number 77. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up and good. So the Palmetto Tigers lead this one 7-0 with only 36 seconds on the clock before halftime.
Yes, great 4-minute drill there for the Tiger offense. This, like we've said, it has been a defensive battle all night. As you can see, the wind is could play a factor at some point with it blowing this hard. But great 4-minute execution. What about a 49-yard drive? As we watch the touchdown again.
Beautiful throw. Check it out.
And watch him get his foot in there. One. Great camera work there. My
that
goodness.
was fantastic because you could have picked up the ball movement there. I don't know if that was Jason Boone down on field level, but great work.
It's great when you have some really good camera people that know what to look for.
Undercity pros, just pros.
Yeah.
It's
that's what they are.
They're good. This time Brandon Gonzalez. Now he's got a win that's a little bit at his back. Normally you would expect Brandon to kick this one into the end zone. Gonzalez approaches the ball, and it's a very high kick, and it's going to be about 4 yards deep in the end zone. Touchback, huge play.
That's the ultimate dream for a kickoff guy, when you know you got a strong leg, but then if you've got the wind at your back, you can just make that thing look pretty. As he not only kicked it 4 yards deep, but had great hang time on it.
Well, Ken, I have to, before the game, out there on the field when he was kicking them from 50 into a little bit of a win, I was really looking forward to see a long field goal out of Brandon Gonzalez tonight. He's capable with the wind at his back like this of pulling it off and kicking a 52, 53.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Sailor fans excited for their team this year.
Now, I think that his coach, Robbie Stevenson, while at Manatee, did kick a 52-yard field goal.
Oh, yeah,
back then.
yeah.
Left-footed.
Left-footed.
So 36 seconds on the clock. Sarasota's going to start this one at the 20. Two thoughts on this one. You can be conservative, and you're only down 7 points, or, you can perhaps just, fake like you're down in it and flip one out there down the field. And so it'll be interesting to see what approach that the Sailors take on this one.
Well, Coach Wiseman has 2 timeouts, and of course, if they make a first down, they can throw it in the middle of the field. And it's probably what they're doing right now. They're calling a series of plays. You stated earlier, use that call up. Big Thor Miller, former Manatee lineman, McNeese State.
He looks like a cross-country runner. He's well-named.
Thor, yes. I coached him in soccer back in the day. He was a heck of an athlete.
What a beast out there.
State championship offensive lineman for the Manatee Hurricanes.
Bet you like that could bench press 500-600
Oh, yeah.
pounds.
Well, he's a little bit taller. He might have been playing on Sundays.
Oh, big throw down the sideline out there. It's thrown 7-8 yards on lane number 2 out there on the track. Really good coverage out there, but you can see the speed of number 14 there, and that is Maurice Bryant. He's a 6'3", 195-pound receiver. And that is Saturday size right there, Ken.
Yes, that's who you want to throw it to, and that's where the defender there did a great job using the sideline as an extra defender there. It was uncatchable anyway.
Palmetto wishes they had another timeout. They don't. Ziegler drives forward, gain of about 6 on the play. And so clock is going to wind down. It's inside of 17 seconds now. That's probably going to do it.
Yeah, I think they're going to call it a half here. It's just 7-0.
Coach Wiseman takes the strategy there, and he's going to pull the players off the team. So as the clock winds to zeros, the horn's about to sound. There it is. In this one, the Palmetto Tigers with a 7-0 lead at the half of this Varsity Sports Network Suncoast presentation, sponsored by the School District of Manatee County.
When I drop my kids off and I see that they're on time and they've been delivered safely, it gives me a lot of personal satisfaction to have done this for the community. I would encourage anybody who is like me, retired, to look into this and consider, because it really has worked for me.
Start a great future with the School District of Manatee County. Apply now at manateeschools.net/careers.
In sports, we wear all types of equipment to protect ourselves from injury. One of the most important yet neglected parts of the body are the ankles.
Research shows that more than 30% of all sports injuries are ankle-related. Preventing an injury is key in any sport and applies to any job where you're on your feet all day as well.
Prevent Sprain socks were scientifically designed and engineered for support, stability, and performance.
Stay active with PreventSprainSocks.com.
Hello, this is Mike McDonald with Conley Buick GMC. The best thing about today is I don't have to apologize for not having any inventory. We have GMC Sierras, we have GMC Yukons, we have GMC Acadias. We have a great selection of GMC Terrains. Also, we have a great selection of Buick. I know you guys have all struggled with going to dealerships, looking on their lot for a brand new vehicle, and you find absolutely nothing. Look no further. Come to Conley Buick GMC, where you too will be treated like family.
This August, we want you to remember to keep children safe as we return to school. Always stop for stop school buses and obey signals for walking dogs. Remain alert and do not use a cell phone in school zone. And remember, car seats and triangle restraints only work if they're used correctly every time. Have your pipe. The buses on the walkway.
Come to Conley Buick GMC. We have more inventory than any dealer in the state of Florida.
Así es, Mike, el inventario más grande en el estado de Florida.
Start a great future with the School District of Manatee County. Apply now at manateeschools.net/careers.
Hey, we'll get you back to the game of the week in 1 second, but first I want to introduce myself. I'm Seth Varnador. I'm a former high school and college football coach, and now I cover football on a local level. I talk with a local coach each week, look at local players and the best performances from around the area, look at guys playing at the college level, and finish up each week talking about the state's college football teams. If you love football, you'll love Next Level. Check us out Wednesday at 7 on VSN Suncoast.
Sharing the road is everyone's responsibility. Riders, wear protective gear, make yourself visible, and follow traffic laws. Drivers, look twice for motorcycles. Use caution when changing lanes. Motorcycles may be hard to see. And maintain 4 seconds of following distance. Motorcycles can slow down without activating a brake light. Find out more ways to stay safe. Share the road, Florida, and arrive alive.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world. Always connected, but somehow alone. Trapped by illusion. We offer another path, where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling. United by the cause you fight for. No one can take away what it means to be among the few, the proud, the Marines.
We are very good at what we do. What we love most is when our customers come in with an idea, whether it be a vehicle wrap, trade show display, wall mural, floor graphic, doesn't matter what it is, and we get to run with it and make it happen. One of the most exciting products that we have to offer are our vehicle wraps because we're so good at them. It's in our name. From design to installation, you're not going to find a better vehicle wrap. We treat every vehicle as its own canvas to create a design to maximize exposure for our customers. When they see it for the first time, we can tell we just nailed it. Bam! Your new vehicle wrap is going to show your customers who you are, what you do, and how to get in touch with you. We have the best installers in town, and because we're a 3M certified installation company, we use 3M products on all of our vehicle wraps, and we guarantee our installs from start to finish. So our customers walk away knowing they're getting the best service, the best products, the best material, the best installs, the best of everything. We know what we're talking about.
Back to the game of the week in 1 second, but first I want to introduce myself. I'm Seth Varnador. I'm a former high school and college football coach, and now I cover football on a local level. I talk with a local coach each week, look at local players and the best performances from around the area, look at guys playing at the college level, and finish up each week talking about the state's college football teams. If you love football, you'll love Next Level. Check us out Wednesday at 7 on VSN Suncoast.
When I drop my kids off and I see that they're on time and they've been delivered safely, it gives me a lot of personal satisfaction to have done this for the community. I would encourage anybody who is like me, retired, to look into this and consider, because it really has worked for me.
Start a great future with the School District of Manatee County. Apply now at manateeschools.net/careers.
In sports, we wear all types of equipment to protect ourselves from injury. One of the most important, yet neglected parts of the body are the ankles.
Research shows that more than 30% of all sports injuries are ankle-related. Preventing an injury is key in any sport and applies to any job where you're on your feet all day as well.
Prevent Sprain socks were scientifically designed and engineered for support, stability, and performance.
Stay active with PreventSprainSocks.com.
Hello, this is Mike McDonald with Conley Buick GMC. The best thing about today is I don't have to apologize for not having any inventory. We have GMC Sierras, we have GMC Yukons, we have GMC Acadias. We have a great selection of GMC Terrains. Also, we have a great selection of Buick. I know you guys have all struggled with going to dealerships, looking on their lot for a brand new vehicle, and you find absolutely nothing. Look no further. Come to Conley Buick GMC, where you too will be treated like family.
This August, we want you to remember to keep children safe as we return to school. Always stop school buses and obey signals for blocking cars. Remain alert and do not use a cell phone in school zone. And remember, car seats and triangle restraints only work if they're used correctly every time. Have your pipe. Set your button on the roadway.
Come to Conley Buick GMC. We have more inventory than any dealer in the state of Florida.
Así es, Mike, el inventario más grande en el estado de Florida.
Start a great future with the School District of Manatee County. Apply now at manateeschools.net/careers.
Hey, we'll get you back to the game of the week in 1 second, but first I want to introduce myself. I'm Seth Varnador. I'm a former high school and college football coach, and now I cover football on a local level. I talk with a local coach each week, look at local players and the best performances from around the area, look at guys playing at the college level, and finish up each week talking about the state's college football teams. If you love football, you'll love Next Level. Check us out Wednesday at 7 on VSN Suncoast.
Sharing the road is everyone's responsibility. Riders, wear protective gear, make yourself visible, and follow traffic laws. Drivers, look twice for motorcycles. Use caution when changing lanes. Motorcycles may be hard to see. And maintain 4 seconds of following distance. Motorcycles can slow down without activating a brake light. Find out more ways to stay safe. Share the road, Florida, and arrive alive.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world. Always connected, but somehow alone. Trapped by illusion. We offer another path, where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling. United by the cause you fight for. No one can take away what it means to be among the few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Network. You're watching the VSN Suncoast Game of the Week presented by the School District of Manatee County. The Palmetto Tigers lead this game over the Sarasota Sailors 7-0 as the rains begin to fall. Here's the first highlight. Xander Smith throws it out there. It's going to be picked off, and that is number 10 there, which is Nick Wazowitz, the safety, with the play. he really had a great first half, Ken. Now looking back, Alexander Diaz looks, throws the long ball out there, and it is picked off by Palmetto Tiger, 25. And that is going to be Nathan Dawes with a play. Robbie Stevenson, the special teams coach, looking in. Xander Smith tries to set up the long ball, but not enough time as number 47, Bradford Stow, with a great play. Xander Smith looks to throw, steps up into the pocket, throws the long ball, and it's going to be picked off. And that is going to be number 2, Tyler Pack, the athlete, running down the sideline. Big return on the play. In a back and forth game, Xander Smith now, he looks and he throws Adonis Moise with a great fingertip catch, gets the 1 foot inbounds here in high school football. That's going to help those Tigers to that 6-0 lead, and then the extra point by Brandon Gonzalez at the half here, the Palmetto Tigers 7, the Sailors 0.
Hey, we'll get you back to the game of the week in 1 second, but first I want to introduce myself. I'm Seth Varnador. I'm a former high school and college football coach, and now I cover football on a local level. I talk with a local coach each week, look at local players and the best performances from around the area, look at guys playing at the college level, and finish up each week talking about the state's college football teams. If you love football, you'll love Next Level. Check us out Wednesday at 7 on VSN Suncoast.
When I drop my kids off and I see that they're on time and they've been delivered safely, it gives me a lot of personal satisfaction to have done this for the community. I would encourage anybody who is like me, retired, to look into this and consider, because it really has worked for me.
Start a great future with the School District of Manatee County. Apply now at manateeschools.net/careers.
Welcome back to this Varsity Sports Network VSN Suncoast Game of the Week, presented by the School District of Manatee County. You know, Ken, we started out early with our Game of the Week productions. You know, we had a couple games where the scores got away from the opposition. And then in our last game out, we have a thrilling double overtime victory. And tonight, we've got another nail-biter out here at the beautiful campus of Sarasota High School.
Yes, and I think, Brian, going back to the keys of the game, I think we've seen them on both sides for the Tigers. Don't take the Sailors for granted. You know, they are the real deal. Have to eliminate silly mistakes on defense. Yes, they've done that. Contain Sarasota's running game. Awesome running game. They've been very impressive, but they've held them in check. And for the Sailors, to putting pressure on the quarterback, Xander Smith, they have been able to do that. They have been able to win the battle in the trenches of somewhat. It's kind of been neutralized. And then the third and last one that we talked about, can the Sailors play 4 quarters? As we saw against Manatee, they played them tough until late in the game, and then Manatee just put them away. So that's what we have to look forward to. What will we see out of the Sarasota Sailors on the second half? You know they have to be pumped coming in, because I know Coach Wiseman has been, hey, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. You're strong. You're fast. We've got great skilled athletes. And now they're within reach of, within a touchdown of tying this game. It's anybody's game the way this thing is going. So I'm anxious to see how they're going to come out.
And you can see from the fan cam here that the Sailor, the fans here are excited about the game. You know, and you can see a lot of patriotism there, a lot of red, white, and blue here. You know, the Sailors wear black and orange, but you can see that this crowd is a very lively crowd here tonight. They've really filled in here nicely, even with the rain, Ken. Yeah, and the rain, it rained during the day, and up until here at halftime, we've had no rain tonight. But as you see the young lady cheerleader there, they've got their raincoats on. It was coming down a little good here, and there's umbrellas around us. So we'll see how that plays also into the second half. So the clock is down to 1 minute and 15 seconds here. If you haven't been to the facilities here at Sarasota High School, we encourage you to come out here. It's a beautiful field. It's a turf synthetic field, and they've got a beautiful clear scoreboard, a big jumbotron over there. So, and they've got your time clocks on the field, your 25-second play clocks. So it's just a nice environment for football.
Oh, yeah, they have great facilities here, great people, as you've alluded. We both alluded to how well we're taken care of when we come here. And they put they're putting a good product out on the field, and even a great halftime show always helps too. So a lively atmosphere for some great Florida football here on the Suncoast of Florida.
And if you remember, the Palmetto Tigers received the opening kickoff, so the Tigers will open up this second half, kicking off to the Sailors. It would really be great for the Sailors if they were able to get a jump start and get that scoreboard knotted up at 7-7 with this first possession. And you know Coach Wiseman has talked to him at halftime. It's critical. We're going to get out here and we're going to score on this first possession.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, Brian. And sure, why not? Hey, we can regain the momentum. Yeah, they took a 4-minute drive in the second half. We played them great. We gave up the score. But, yes, we get the ball at the second half. We can match it. And again, and they will believe a little bit more. So critical drive that will set the tone here for the second half, for sure.
And the wind has died down a little bit during the halftime break here, so Brandon Gonzalez doesn't have as much of a wind at his back. It's important. Gonzalez has the ability to get so many touchbacks. You got to be aware if you're out there on this team, you can't assume that he's going to get the ball in there for a touchback on every possession, and you still have to go out there, fill your lanes, and cover down on the kick. And we see that sometimes with these strong-legged kickers. If they ever hit one thin, a lot of times the guys don't know what to do on the coverage.
Yeah, they don't know what to do. Or they just assume they're going to run down the field and not have to do anything.
Brandon Gonzalez with a high kick, and it's going to be short this time. It's going to be fielded at the 1-yard line. Looking for creases, the athlete. He's out there. He's got the corner, and he's got a big gain on the play. Gonzalez over there to make a tackle, but the ball is out to the 36-yard line, and that's going to be Caleb Bradley once again. He's nice, Ken.
He is a real deal. He's one of the few seniors on this team. I think Gonzalez may have just outkicked his coverage because he had great hang time on it, and saw this almost exact run against Manatee but on a shorter kick. He is very good on kickoff returns. Very dangerous.
And Christian Dozier out there, the senior defensive back, hustling over there to make a tackle, and saves a lot of field position there for the Tigers. But Sarasota starts out in very good position here at the 36-yard line. Hands off to the back, and he slips on his cut, and he's going to go down for about a 2-yard loss on the play. So Diaz hands the ball off, and you can see that this time Jaden Judge, that rain that from the accumulation at halftime.
Just a little bit of rain, yeah, right there. Either that or he tripped over the white line there, but I think it was more the slippery field.
Jaden Judge is back there in the backfield. 2 receivers out there on the right side of the formation. The big blocking 55 is out there blocking to the left side of the formation. He cracks it back, and he's going to be tackled, and there's going to be a face mask on the play. And that one's going to be probably called on number 32 for the Tigers, Zachary Samuel, the 6'3", 220-pound defensive end, freshman out there.
Yeah, it looks like they had him wrapped up. He is just a tough person to bring down. Just very hard to tackle.
So there's the first step, and now the Sailors.
Right there. Yeah, you can call it, Brian.
And then the Sailors have crossed midfield. So, Coach Wiseman was talking to him at halftime, talking about going out there, completing and driving down the field and putting some points on the board. Well, they are well on the way, are the Sailors. They got that big blocking extra lineman out there on the left side of the formation to the left. And he slips again, stumbles, and he goes for a loss of about half a yard on the play. getting credited for the tackle is going to be Andrew Rumpf, 6'6", 295 pounds. That's going to be the easiest TFL tackle for loss he'll ever accumulate.
Yeah, the wet field was his best friend on that one for sure.
And I like the set. Now they've got big Matt Hessler out there, kind of in an H-back formation, leading the way on the block. And this time he throws it out there. It's an incomplete pass. Just barely past the line of scrimmage. Some of the fans here thought that was a lateral, but you'll get a good look on the replay here. Brings up a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, I think Jamil Williams actually got kicked it too. The balls, besides the field being a little slick, they got a wet ball, so the receivers got to watch that thing in just a little bit longer than normal.
Diaz tries to draw those Tigers off very close. 3rd and 11 here for the Sailors, 10:26 on the clock. Moving things over, Jaden Judge is now on the right side of the formation. Looks like they were trying to set up a screen, and now they throw the quarterback across, and it's an incomplete pass. Good defense out there by the Tigers. Number 8 is Caton Bodden. Got in there and broke that one up.
Yeah, great coverage there by the Tigers. That's one thing I'm not sure on with the quarterback there, Diaz. Haven't seen him run the ball. Now, that might have been a time where he could have done what Xander's done several times tonight, as far as maybe running and trying to get that first down.
Andrew Clayton will come to punt this one away. Palmetto Tigers, high, slow snap. It gets back there, though. Nearly blocked. Good punt out of there. And it's going to check up this time. Ball's rolling the wrong way, and it's going to be down at the 18-yard line. So Palmetto Tigers will start from there. Great effort by the kicker there, Andrew Clayton, to get that one off, Ken.
Yes, watching that snap, it looked like a softball pitch back there to him, but he kept his composure and kept his head down and followed through. Good punt, and sets the Tigers back with 85 yards in front of them, it looks like.
Sarasota looks like they're going to go back with a single high safety, one safety look with Nick Wazowicz, who is the 5'11", 170-pound junior back there. He's had a great game, has made all the right reads there. And then they've got that athlete, Caleb Bradley, out there in the secondary also. Now they're going cover 2 look.
Back up, players, back up, players, back up.
So now,
let's see what that was a gift there. Was it sideline?
Must have been a sideline
I heard
violation
sideline
on Sarasota again.
Wow.
So Sarasota, we talked about penalties early on. And this time, great cut there. And that's number 2 for the Tiger, which is Rockland Lodge. But good job of closing that one down was number 47. Once again, Bradford Stow out there making a great play.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to go for a nice gain, but Rockland had to go east and west and was unable to get past the linebacker there.
That's Hayden Muswain was the one on the play. And we've seen him do a lot of good things tonight. Driving forward this time, Rockland Lodge goes for a gain of about 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. 9:28 on the clock.
Tigers using their wide receiver athletes in the backfield just to jump start the running game here. It's a big 3rd down conversion here.
Nice substitution. Hustling off the play there is that linebacker. Just did a great job to get off the field. 9:07. Now Palmetto pauses, looking over the sideline, changing things up. 15 seconds on the play clock, so Smith is in good shape there. Rockland Lodge in the backfield. They fake the handoff to Lodge. This time slip screen out there to the back, and he's trying to find a hole. Ball's out there wide, and he's still going, but he's going to be tackled at the 40-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play, and a little bit east of west for Devon Thomas that time, unable to get up the field.
Yeah, I think we've seen both squads, the running backs especially, having a hard time with their footing on the field. And they're all great running backs, just struggling with their footing.
So Brandon Gonzalez goes back for yet another punt for the Tigers. Going back to return this one would be Caleb Bradley. Good snap. And a shank of a punt goes straight up, and it's going to be down at the 41-yard line. So with 7 minutes and 59 seconds on the clock, the Sailors will take this one. Great field position there.
Yes, for their second drive, they're blessed with great field position. I'm sure they've been talking over making some adjustments from the first drive that stalled. Credit to the Tiger defense. One of the keys was to contain the running game. They're very good and they're getting their yards, but they've kept them out of the end zone.
Diaz, this time he's got Joe Ziegler in the back, the bigger back in the back. Palmetto in a 4-man front. Jamal Williams up close to the line of scrimmage on the left side. This time he's looking to throw, steps up, and he's still going, finds a nice crease on the receiver. Great speed there, number 9, and he is tackled by Jamal Williams, who hustles back. But that is a huge play there for Jackson Mullet, the 5'10", 154-pound receiver.
And credit going to the quarterback Diaz too for keeping his head up, running for his life. There's nobody open. Great coverage, getting pursuit, moving up in the pocket, goes through a tackle, but looking down the field, finds Mullet there for a great gain.
And all the linemen stayed home. No ineligible receiver or the lineman downfield. So Sarasota, showed great composure on that last play. This time they run the ball up there with Ziegler. He goes for a gain of about 3 on the play.
Yeah, that's probably their biggest gain all night as far as any run or pass, and that opens other things up. But so far so good with the Tiger defense with a 2nd and long.
A little bit of an overload to the right, but then there's twin receivers out here left. They're going to run it to the right. He cuts it inside. Good play there by the Tigers. Autry Walker involved in the play, a sophomore, 5'11", 240-pound defensive lineman. And you could see Autry Walker come across that line, and then, of course, number 99.
Yeah.
Great speed for a big fella. So that brings up a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, 99 set that play up. Forced them in.
Receiver comes across in motion, sets up shop on the right-hand side of formation. Now Ziegler sitting in the backfield. They made the slot extra lineman out there. You got to watch that one coming out for a tight end type of play. This time they hand the ball off to Ziegler, bounces outside. Lots of green out in front, and he's going to secure the ball. And there's a flag on the play.
Maybe a face mask.
Probably a face mask.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go in the center of the line, so the back darts to the left, and
then Isaiah Jackson grabs hold of anything he could.
Just holding on, and you'll be able to pick it up here in the replay. See, there's nothing there. Goes to the left, and there he grabs him. It's Jamil Williams on the stop from his linebacker position.
And Jackson, the junior, was in pretty good position there. 6 foot, 175-pound junior. Sarasota driving right here out of the gate here in the 3rd quarter. They fake it to Ziegler. Now they throw it out there, and that's going to be a completed pass. Goes for no gain on the play. Coming up there to close, that's Isaiah Jackson, number 33.
Yeah, great read. A quick pass out there like a duck on the throw, but regardless, great coverage there by the Tiger defender. And they can get a 1st down on the 1-yard line here.
That should have been an incomplete pass there. The clock's still going here, 5:40 on the clock. Diaz tries. Diaz has done a very good job changing things up on the snap count tonight. 2 receivers out on the left. Ball's dribbled to him back there. Now he throws it out.
It's
there.
open.
Wide open receiver. He's got 6. And that is number 2, Tyler Pack, the athlete. So here with 5:20 on the clock, the Sailors are within 1.
And that was all set up on that one long play early in the drive, a third down, I believe, where the quarterback Diaz kept his eyes open, running for his life, finds a receiver to set this touchdown up.
See that low snap, great adjustment here by the receiver.
And he was wide open considering, they were in the red zone.
Now the snap is good, the hold's good, the kick is up and good. So with 5:20 on the clock here, this one is knotted up at 7 apiece. So the Sailors, like you like to say, just what the doctor ordered. Well, there's the remedy at halftime. Here's what we got to do, guys. We're going to push it down the field. We got to go and put points on the board, not just 3. They get 7 on the board, and now this one is knotted up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this only helps the Sailors as it boosts confidence. And as the coach has said, as we said earlier, you're a good team. We can compete. And we were talking earlier, in their district of Venice, Riverview, and Sarasota, maybe the toughest district in Class 4S across the state of Florida. They're right now in first place. Now, they haven't played a district game because the Rams are 0-3. Venice again lost last night, I believe, so they're 1-3, and then you have the Sailors 2-1. A lot of football still be played, but Sarasota Sailors looking really good.
And I don't know if any of you musicians were ever able to catch that during one of our camera shots there. A guy was playing a bugle or a horn there without a mouthpiece, so a little bit of talent here, stadium talent from the fan base here at Sarasota High School.
Is that him right there?
Yeah, there he is.
Okay, great camera shot.
It's hard to find him because he's got his camo in there, so you have to kind of look, past that. It's not just a bush. There he goes.
They're egging him on.
Maybe a tradition,
Yeah.
It's like Crazy George with the drums back in the old days, So here now to kick this one off, number 17, Andrew Clayton, with a nice driving kick, very nice kick, all the way down to the goal line. So Clayton shows, now look at the flag, Ken. It is now at no wind, 0 wind out there, so no wind on the field. This would have been against the wind in the first half. This time he roots it down there. Great kick, touchback.
Yeah, with that wind, it probably would have knocked it back on a good 10 yards. But taking advantage of the elements there, great kick. Take that element away from the Tiger kick return team so they get the ball on the 20.
So it's beautiful here. 5:23 on the clock. It's 7-7. Both teams have all 3 timeouts left. And as the game progresses here, it's going to be critical to hang on to those timeouts because this could be one of those games where the last team that scores wins a game.
Or we're going to have another overtime game.
Which is always fun here on VSN Suncoast. This time he throws a great one-handed catch out there. And you could see that is Adonis Moise. The ball's thrown over the inside shoulder. Just take a look at this one on the replay and appreciate this one.
Yeah, just a simple screen, but he's coming out of the backfield. Watch it. He caught that back behind and then wrapped it back around, made it look like he does that every day.
The old nonchalant on the one-hand catch. This time Xander Smith fumbles the ball in the exchange, and the Tigers going backwards, and there's that second and a foot. And goes for a 8-yard loss.
Yeah, just again, we've had this happen more than once tonight, just between the quarterback getting the ball to the running back and not on the same page. And so you go from a 2nd and short to a 3rd and long now.
I would say tough break for the Tigers, but in high school football, it's something you see all the time. 4:35 on the clock. Xander Smith now looking. Got a receiver out there. Hits Rockland Lodge. Great catch on the play. First down all the way to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Rockland Lodge coming across the middle on this play, and Xander Smith throws a bullet. He was wide open, but nice passes. They're going in the hurry up. Watch him turn this thing loose. Nice fastball.
Yeah, set it up from the running back, little what we used to call H delay. Don't know what they call them these days, Ken, but the running back delay down the seam. Great completion, high snap, and running hard and low. A great driving run there, tackled eventually by the linebacker there, and that's number 32 this time, which is Hayden Messwain, the linebacker, making a nice tackle, but not until after a gain of 8, and that is going to be
jumped.
So Thomas with a good run, and now Sarasota has jumped off sides. Now the mistakes that we've seen plagued last week, the Palmetto Tigers with lots of mistakes. We've seen the mistakes here tonight from Sarasota. There's been several first downs given up here on encroachment. And
yes. I mean, they've played good as a unit, but yes, there's been several mistakes, especially in that scoring drive that the Tigers had right before halftime, and as this one is taking place.
2 receivers. Xander Smith looks toward Adonis Moise, no time to throw. And so you saw great pressure there, and that is number 47, Bradford Stow, defensive end, 6'3", 215, having a heck of a game tonight.
Yeah, what I understand, he's looking down the middle of the field. Moise and number 4, Callaway they were both running towards the middle of the field, which just makes it easier for the defenders to cover, and then nowhere to throw it, so he takes the sack.
So now that brings up a second and very long, 18 yards. Ball's on the 44-yard line for the Tigers. Callaway's over here wide. This time they do a jet sweep with Rockland Lodge. Looks inside, then he's going to be tackled. No gain, loss on the play. So the Sailors are getting inspired down there on the defense, and great things are happening. Clock continues to wind, 2:41 on the clock. It's bringing up a 3rd and 18 or 19. We'll call it 19.
Tigers need to come up, pull something that the Sailors haven't seen out of the playbook.
Xander Smith tries to draw him off sides. This time the Sailors are disciplined, stay home. Rockland Lodge along with Adonis Moise out here in the slot. The back for the Tigers is Nasir Edwards. It looks like they were trying to throw a little slip screen. Now Xander Smith steps up, running hard, and he takes a big hit, and he's going to be 10 yards short. So he gets up to the original line of scrimmage, but he'll be 4th down.
And sometimes that's been our best play tonight is Xander tucking it up and running. Decent yardage, just had a mile to go. Just looking downfield. They were well covered. Takes a nice shot there.
Caleb Bradley back to return this one for the Sailors. Brandon Gonzalez awaits the snap from DeAndre Berry. Good snap. Good high kick this time. And it is going to just be out of bounds. It's going to, and stays inbounds. It's going to be down at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, good coffin corner punt angling for the left sidelines there.
You got that turf bounce that sometimes checks up backwards on a turf field.
Yeah, you definitely want to try to get that ball to turn over on a turf field to take advantage of the bounce. Let's see what Coach Wiseman sends his crew back out, an offensive crew back out to the field with the opportunity to take the lead.
So they're going to go back to the smaller back, and that's going to be Jaden Judge in the backfield back there with Alexander Diaz. 2 receivers to the left, 1 single receiver out to the right side of the formation. Ooh, big hit. Good looking run there, running hard, but a gain of about 1 on the play. And there were 3 Palmetto Tigers on the tackle.
Yeah, for Judge, that was a tough 1 yard there as he takes a monster hit there from a couple, just got sandwiched.
But, man, he is tough.
He is tough.
5'7", 175 pounds. Tough. That was a huge hit. 43 seconds on the clock here now. Alexander Diaz. He's got Judge in the backfield with him back there. This time he fakes a handoff, throws it out there, and he's going to be tackled immediately on the reception. Number 13, Chris Espaniel, 6'2", 170, but really good job by the Tigers coming up to force.
Yes, they've really held the Sailors, other than the one big play, they've really held them in check passing the ball. They're just daring them to throw it over their heads. And
Kyrie Marshall, number 41, who's very dynamic for the Tigers. Looks like he went out with maybe a hamstring injury over there. Middle screen, perfect time, perfect play call. He goes for a big gain on the play. Judge running down the sideline, being chased, and he's going to step out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So saw a little heavy pass rush coming there, dropped it off with the middle screen. Great play design, great call, and Sarasota is on a roll.
Yeah, just like the last drive, all they needed was just one big play to keep the drive alive, and that's how they scored as we end the third quarter, Brian.
As we end the quarter, we remind you you're watching the VSN Suncoast Game of the Week presented by the School District of Manatee County.
Sharing the road is everyone's responsibility. Riders, wear protective gear, make yourself visible, and follow traffic laws. Drivers, look twice for motorcycles. Use caution when changing lanes. Motorcycles may be hard to see. And maintain 4 seconds of following distance. Motorcycles can slow down without activating a brake light. Find out more ways to stay safe. Share the road, Florida, and arrive alive.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world. Always connected, but somehow alone. Trapped by illusion. We offer another path, where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling, united by the cause you fight for. No one can take away what it means to be among the few, the proud, the Marines.
We are very good at what we do. What we love most is when our customers come in with an idea, whether it be a vehicle wrap, trade show display, wall mural, floor graphic, doesn't matter what it is, and we get to run with it and make it happen. One of the most exciting products that we have to offer are our vehicle wraps because we're so good at them.
Back to live action here. Chris Espaniel, the wide receiver, had a nice catch in the middle, drove it down for first down. Sarasota now gets it. Judge looking for the corner, trying to break down a defender. Palmetto there, and he's going to be stood up, still driving forward from the 10 all the way to the 7-yard line. And you can see the power of Jaden Judge.
Yeah, nice run to the outside. A lot of excitement on the Sailor sideline as they're getting closer to taking the lead here.
Knocking on the door at the 8-yard line. So in the red zone here, Sailors driving forward. This time 2 receivers out to the left. And they got number 15 out there, Jackson Koslaw, the running back, blocking out there to the right. This time, great tackle by the Tigers, and that's going to go for no gain on the play. Dash down Chikatayev involved, number 51. And then that tight end for Palmetto, number 87. We've seen him play a little defensive line, and he's doing a great job out there tonight in the defensive line.
Yeah, Tigers going with the goal line now with their backs against the wall.
.10:33 on the clock. Alexander Diaz hands the ball off to Judge, looking for the outside. Easy pickings in for 6. And now the Sailors take a 13-7 lead with 10:21 on the clock.
Yeah, we've been talking about how great the running backs are for the Sarasota Sailors with Judge scoring there, but watch the offensive line on the right side. They make this happen. Clearly make a nice hole there for an easy run into the end zone.
So now this is very important extra point. The Sailors are up 13-7 here. Rolls it back there. And it's a low kick, and it's going to be wide left. And there you can see the ball kind of rolled back there. So that with 10:21, the Sailors 13, the Palmetto Tigers 7.
Yeah, unfortunate with the momentum to have to deal with a bad snap on an extra point. It could be, we'll just be mindful of this as this plays. Could be the difference in the game, and it really opens up opportunities for the Tigers. But just kicking 2 field goals, they don't need a touchdown because it's just a 6-point difference. So still a lot of football to play here, but a lot of excitement here on the Sailor side with being up 13-7.
Yeah, so momentum here, coming out of the halftime, what you've seen with the Sailors, 2 possessions, 2 scores.
Yeah, and in both of the drives, again, 1 big play was all they needed to keep the drive alive and to flip the field and get it in the end zone. And the defense has been stellar this second half.
Rockland Lodge back there to return this one along with Adonis Mo East. Preparing to kick this one away is Andrew Clayton, the left-footed kicker. Approaches the ball, drives it. It's high, long kick, and it's going to be 1 yard deep in the end zone. So the Palmetto Tigers will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 20.
So the Tigers have struggled here in the second half with the offense, unable to really move the ball. We'll see what adjustments they make here as they start their, I think it's their third drive.
Tons of time here on the clock here for both teams.
Yes.
Xander Smith trots out there. He's going to set up shop there. And
we'll stick to your game plan.
Two receivers on both sides of the formation. Throws it out there, intended for Adonis Moise, just a little bit behind. Incomplete pass, stops the clock here. It'll be 2nd and 10, 10-17 on the clock.
Yeah, doing a little RPO there. We saw Adonis make a catch from behind, one-handed, make it look nonchalant, but couldn't hang on to that one. So it goes incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And this time, really nowhere to go. Thomas runs, and he's going to gain about 3 on the play. Pretty good running, but it'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, the Tigers have struggled here in the second half with the running game, and Thomas, whatever he gets out of this 3 yards was all he was hit right at the line of scrimmage and was able to lean forward to get those 3 yards, but a big 3rd and 7 for the Tiger offense.
So this time Zamarian Lang will set up shop, and he wide out there with him is Adonis Moise. Xander Smith looks, throws the ball down the seam, incomplete pass intended for Rockland Lodge across the middle of the field.
Yeah, we saw that play earlier back in the 3rd quarter where Lodge, number 2, runs across the middle and Xander Smith throws a bullet. This one was just a little too far out in front of him. So the Tigers are forced to punt.
So the busiest man of the night is Brandon Gonzalez. He's going to punt this one away. DeAndre Berry with the snap. It's a good one. A high kick, and it's going to check up, and then it's going to roll out of bounds at the 40.5-yard line. Strange roll there, but it'll be good field position. Sarasota Sailors will start at their own 41.
Yeah, that's one thing this second half. The Sailors have been blessed with very good field position on all their drives here in the second half. They've taken advantage of it, getting two scores to take the lead. haven't been the Tigers' defense. I know the Sailors have 2 interceptions, but I don't believe the Tigers have a turnover. That's probably something that would be good for the Tigers for their defense to muster up a turnover here.
Kyle Nimzek, the tight end for the Tigers, checks in the defensive line position. This time jet sweep action, looking from left to the right side of the formation. Alexander Diaz awaits the snap, hands the ball off. A great hole inside, bouncing off, and that's going to be the big back, Joe Ziegler, for the first down. And great hole.
Yeah, and it was just the tiniest hole that he ran through. He's 5'9", 200, but he just squirts right through that thing, right there. It couldn't have been too much wider than he is.
And that's Maddox Marchbank. That was number 55 with a critical block
leading the way, yeah. Their offensive line wearing down the Tiger defense.
Ziegler, single back there. Sarasota pretty much sticking with the plan here. Number 45, Ryan Byler, is out there at H-back position. Usually a defensive end. Now he's in the back. He's out as an H-back on the right side of the formation. Timeout this time, and that'll be a Sarasota timeout.
Yeah, they didn't like how Palmetto lined up, so they want to use the clock right now. It's to their advantage, and so they're going to sit and think about it rather than forcing something.
So you're watching the VSN Suncoast Game of the Week presented by the School District of Manatee County.
In sports, we wear all types of equipment to protect ourselves from injury. One of the most important yet neglected parts of the body are the ankles.
Research shows that more than 30% of all sports injuries are ankle-related. Preventing an injury is key in any sport and applies to any job where you're on your feet all day as well.
Prevent Sprain socks were scientifically designed and engineered for support, stability, and performance.
Stay active with PreventSprainSocks.com.
1st and 10 for the Sailors. Brings the action over from left to right across the formation. Alexander Diaz hands the ball off again. This time in the backfield there are the Tigers, and Dastan Chikatayev will be back there. But number 31 for the Tigers is Derek Foster, a 6'2", 260-pound senior defensive lineman.
Yeah, Ziegler limping off. A little dinged up there.
And there is a penalty on the
penalty
play.
Flag. Yeah, 31 there. I think, as you mentioned, Foster, the 6'2", 260 defensive lineman, was the one that made that play. But the personal foul looks like, Brian.
Looks like it's going on that big hit. It looks like it's going to be a targeting call, and that's a tough one when you're coming down to tackle the running back in the hole. But 15 yards, and that's going to be a first down for the Sailors.
Yeah, in each of their successful drives tonight, they've had a big play here, and they've all been in the second half. That might be the catalyst play that keeps this drive alive for the Sailors.
And if you're the Sailors, at this point, you're going to continue to pound.
They're going to.
It's got to be a tired Palmetto defense out there. Jumps off sides, and that's going to be a first down on the play. So it brings up a 1st and 5.
And that's the tight end converted to defensive lineman. And you're right, Brian. I think that's just a sign of tired and maybe getting worn down here. And they're just going to continue to, especially if they can go up by 2 scores and take some minutes off the clock.
8:12 on the clock here. Begins to wind here. Sarasota Sailors in great shape. 1st and 5. Ball is spotted at the 24-yard line. Matt Heisler comes across, sets up shop on the left side, gets a good block out there. The back follows him, and he's going to go for a big gain, and that's going to be Jaden Judd's first down. Great block there. As you watch the play break there, 53, Matt Heisler got there and made a great block. There he is.
You watch him. There's the block you're talking about, and that kick started Judge to do his thing as they're knocking on the door, and looks like they could still even get another first down.
2 receivers out wide to the left. And, you know, the Sailors have really been playing a brand of power football. They're doing it out of the shotgun formation, but just a large dose of heavy running tonight by the Sailors. Judge gets it, looks for a corner out there, and he steps out of bounds right outside the 10-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 7.
And that looked like the same play they ran to score the touchdown going off the right side of the offensive line. The good part for the Tigers is he got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, and at this point, you really need to stop, and you really need an offensive possession that consumes a little time because this Palmetto Tiger defense is really starting to wear down.
Yes, it is. Yes, they are.
There's that big formation to the right again. He waits for the block out there, and then stepping up is Dastown Chikatayev, the linebacker. So the linebacker number 51 comes in with a great tackle. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 8. You know, the Sailors can get a first down without, you know, it's not 1st and goal. So they can get a first down and continue to drive on this.
Watching Judge run here, there was a quote he had when he was player of the week. My running style, I'm not a regular running back. I can be calm and patient, or I can be aggressive. I pick and choose how I run based on the play, and we're seeing that tonight. He's the real deal.
Yeah, he's having a great night tonight. Chris Espaniel comes in, wide receiver, out to the right-hand side late, and they fake it, and they throw it to the tight end, and they finally slip that one down there, and the ball was just thrown a bit inside. If that ball's thrown over the outside shoulder, it's 6.
Yeah, easy score. Great call. Love the call. Just not the best executed there.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Look at that.
Spencer Custer comes in there, hides inside the lineman, slips out late. He's 5'8", 180-pound wide receiver. That was a fantastic play call. Just slipped in there, got in between the linemen. You know, didn't have the ball in his hand. Looked like a running back, just being patient, and then incomplete pass. Very fortunate for the Tigers. They're running an overload left on this play. Snap is good, kick is up, and this time it is good. So here with 6:15 on the clock, the Sailors lead this one 16-7.
Andrew Clayton may have just kicked the biggest kick of his high school career, putting the Sailors up by a 2-score advantage here with just a little over half a quarter to go. Big smile on his face. Pretty good kick.
Tigers really in the same position that they were about this time last week in the game, trailing, you know, all 3 timeouts. But it is really critical now this time. You know, they rallied in the 4th quarter of the game last week and then double overtime. They've got to do it here in this 3rd quarter. I don't think this is one where you can wait to the 4th quarter with a defense that's tiring. You know, what I'm saying is here in the 4th quarter.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
It's like it's time to get things started.
They're going to need a big play, much like the Sailors have had a couple big plays on their scoring drives. The Palmetto offense has really not had any, and they need one here pretty bad.
And as the Tigers and the Sailors line up to kick this one off and receive, the rains have started to fall again.
Ooh, check out this formation.
Yeah, so here with 3 timeouts left, you know, this time only 6 minutes and 15 seconds here on the game clock. It's time to go to work right now with this Palmetto Tiger offense.
Yes, but they did at the end of the first half, where the last 4 minutes they went down and scored. They're going to need to match that.
There's a high driving kick. It's going to be fielded, and then this time it's going to be Rockland Lodge, and he's going to go down at the 23-yard line. Clock is going to stop at 6:07.
So you not the best run back, but at least they got it to the 23, but still a long field to go here and you can see one team real excited, and then you can see one that really not sure what's going on. It's really coming down.
Yeah, rain's coming down hard. Xander Smith flips it out there. It's going to be to Rockland Lodge. Going to need to get this one, advance it a little bit. Gains of about 4 on the play. Nice gain, about 5 yards, so to bring up a second 5.
Yeah, real safe route. Got a decent little play out of it. Stop the clock, allow them to regroup. But at some point, they're going to have to get the ball down the field.
Zamarian laying out wide to the left. Rockland Lodge and Adonis Moise. This time they flip it out there, and this is Nasir Edwards. He's going to drive forward to about the 30-yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. 5:54 on the clock, probably 2 down territory here, Ken.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the Sailors have so many people on the line of scrimmage. It's just hard to it's a good call, but there's just too many bodies in the box to really maneuver. So they're going to have to do something to stretch this defense out.
Nasir Edwards, he's going to be on the left side of the formation. Xander Smith looks, just flips it out there.
Oh,
wide.
no.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
and
gosh.
that one was nearly a pick 6.
Caleb Bradley was going to end the game here really quick with an easy pick. Xander might have telegraphed it a little bit. Oh, see, and he's a good receiver. He's their top receiver.
Oh yeah, he's an athlete.
He's an athlete.
You know, when they mark that one athlete, and it's one of those when they put the position in, and you've got too many names across there to fill that on your roster.
Just put ATH down.
Yeah, that's all you need. Timeout by the Tigers. So this is the game really here on 4th down. They're going to talk this one over. 5:33. This one, any opportunity to win, kind of hanging in the balance here, Kim.
Yeah, this is the longest 2 yards the Tigers are going to have to deal with tonight. They're going to need to move the chains here, come up with some little wrinkle that maybe the Sailors haven't seen. Maybe try to get them to draw off sides, do something. They have to move the chains to stay alive. They're standing on their feet here, cheering on their defense.
So 5:33 on the clock. Palmetto Tigers trailing in this one. They have 7. Sarasota Sailors, they've got 16. Big play for the Tigers here. Nasir Edwards in the backfield. Xander Smith throws it out there. Nukalang with the catch and the first down. Huge play for the Tigers. Clock stops. Ball's out of bounds. 5:28.
Great call. Go to your tall, speedy wide receiver. They got to respect him. Just throw it out there, get his big paws on it, and get out of bounds, move the chains.
Get it out there quick. You can see that Xander Smith just turned and flipped it. Didn't even worry about the laces. The ball came out there without a spiral. Doesn't matter. First down for the Tigers. Nasir Edwards looked like he may have looped early.
Boom.
There's Rockland Lodge across the middle of the field. Needs to make a few miss. Driving forward, and he's all the way down to the 41-yard line. Big completion, first down Tigers. Clock stops, 5:16 on the clock.
Yeah, you go from 4th and 2 where the game's on the line to a big play. Now you're on the Sailor side. Rockland Lodge, we've seen this play where he runs across the middle.
You know, and he is Palmetto Tigers' leading receiver on the season and continues to make big catch after big catch. Zamarian Lang with Adonis Moise on the slot on the left. Callaway out there with Rockland Lodge on the right. He looks, throws it out there. This one is a long throw out there to Rockland Lodge, complete. Catch, no gain. Clock continues to wind.
And remember, they're doing this in a somewhat of it's not a downpour, just a nice steady rain. So it's amazing. You can see the on the telecast there. His gloves are wet.
4:37. Xander Smith steps up, throws it down there. Got a receiver. Going to need to make a great catch. Incomplete pass. And it was intended for Callaway, and that's one of those. You got a 6'4", 195-pound guy out there. You need, at some point, players got to make plays.
Yes, yeah, and I like the call. It was safe. Xander, I thought he might have been able to. There was a little bit of green in front of him, and he could have got out of bounds, but not a bad call there.
Hit him on the hands, a ball thrown on the outside, rainy and well defended by the Sailors. That brings up a 2nd and 11 for the Tigers. Callaway's out here with Rockland Lodge in the slot. Donis Moise and Zamarian Lang out wide to the right. Nasir Edwards in the backfield. Probably going to need to block here. This time Adonis Moise goes. It's handed off to Nasir Edwards. Goes for a run on the play. A nice gain of about 5 yards. Clock stops. Continues to wind at 4:19.
So it's a 4th and 6.
4th and 6 for the Tigers.
So another do or die. And it's coming down.
First thing for the receivers, with the rain coming down, you have to secure the ball, make the catch. Xander Smith looks, throws it out there. He's going to need to make one miss. Rockland Lodge gets a nice block and goes forward, and he's going to be short of the first down. Sarasota ball. Got a pretty decent block over there, but great play. One of those linebackers flowing back to make a great play. They're going to depend on the
a lot of lobbying going on down there, both sides, especially the Sarasota side. But great block right there to make it even close. He's on about the 32, and they say he did not make it. So
first down for the Sailors here, celebrating as the clock is at 3 minutes and 56 seconds. Leading this game 16-7.
So we're going to see more.
Hands the ball off, and now he's going to drive forward and big run on the play, short of the first down. Going to keep the clock moving. A gain of about 7 on the play.
The one thing the Tigers can hope for as far as defensively in the rain is a poor exchange or the ball coming loose. But no turnovers for the Tiger defense tonight. And credit the Sarasota Sailors running backs for protecting the football tonight.
So 3:20 on the clock. Sarasota breaks. Just a impressive running display by the Sarasota Sailors. Joe Ziegler's in the backfield this time with Diaz. Looks like they're going power right on this one. Ziegler takes it, goes to the right, and he's got a big gain on the play. First down. It's going to stop the clock while they set the chains. Palmetto's going to have to start burning some timeouts now.
Yeah, they're running out of options, and they have really no game plan to figure out how to stop this running game. And you have to give credit to the Sailors for staying with it and executing and making it happen. Who would have thought that they could play 4 quarters tonight? And that was the one thing that we had talked about. Could they do it? And they're doing it, and they're doing it very well.
Well, when you have effective runners that can run, 2 runners that can run over 100 yards, you've got a chance.
Absolutely.
And that's what has happened here tonight. Now, Palmetto Tigers will
There's
stop.
the ball.
Ball's out, but late, and they're probably going to burn a timeout here are the Tigers. 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
No, they're going to let it run.
No, that's because you got two timeouts left.
And it is coming down.
Interesting. No timeout here. Rain is really beginning to fall here at the field here in Sarasota. Minute and 50 seconds on the clock for the Sailors. No hurry. There's 15 seconds on the play clock. So just letting that thing wind down. Clock will be at about a minute and 30-ish when the snap here. And there's a movement here. So it looks like a false start on the Sailors. That would be a big penalty. It's going to stop the clock. We're going to move this one back 5 yards.
Yeah, glimmer of hope for the Tigers. They still need some type of a turnover or a pick six. Well, they're not going to throw it, obviously, but some type of a turnover.
And really, that makes that Palmetto not taking the timeout before that worked out just perfectly for the Tigers with 2 timeouts left. Only a minute and 34 left in this one. 2nd and 15 for the Sailors. This time, kind of a big formation, overload to the right. 1 single receiver on each side of the formation. Ziegler in the backfield. He gets it. Jamil Williams with a big hit. And that's going to be tackled. And there's your timeout over there by Coach Marino and the Tigers. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and very long in a torrential rainfall at this point.
Yeah, Jamil Williams having a great game, really unloaded coming in from the outside to stop the runner.
So here in Sarasota County, you know, it's a Manatee versus Sarasota rivalry, and a huge game by the Sarasota Sailors and Wiseman, the coach. You know, what a job he's done.
Oh yeah. This is the his first time against the Tigers. The Tigers, Dave Marino has won 7 of 8 matchups in his tenure as the head coach, and they've scored at least 25 points in every game, and you can check mark all those off. They did not happen tonight.
So 2nd and 13 here for the Sailors. There's another false start. My goodness. And that one,
they're celebrating a little early.
That almost makes you wonder about those defensive linemen maybe barking out the snap count there for 2 false starts in a row there. Desperate situation here for the Tigers. Now it brings up a 2nd and we'll call it 18 here for the Sailors. Ziegler gets the ball. Good exchange. There's that Palmetto tight end over there making a tackle. And so that's going to stop the clock here. Palmetto will burn that last timeout, I believe. Let's see.
Yeah.
So there's your final timeout for the Tigers. 1:20 on the clock. Brings up. Let's see the flag. So we had a false start, right, Kim?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't know what all the discussion is about here.
They're just reminding them of things. Let's finish this game out and don't jump anymore. No more false starts. Don't help them out. Wrap up on the ball. There's no turn. We've had no turnovers tonight. Let's. They're going to try to strip it. They're just going through everything that the Tiger defense could possibly do. They're not going to throw the ball. So.
No, in this play calling situation without all this rain, you might go with some kind of middle screen or slip screen or something like that. I think you throw that out right now.
Yeah, you're just going to.
You hand the ball to your big back and tell them to secure the football. They do just that. Ziegler's got it driving forward, trying to spin out of a tackle. Tigers were trying to stand him up and get a forced fumble. Now that brings up a 4th down.
And the Tigers have no more timeouts, so the clock will continue to run. They can, oh goodness, they can get this thing down to about 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Before they have to get the play off.
Now, you've got a horrible condition to snap the football, a long snapper. You know, you've got a tremendous situation here. You know, and I've seen some old school football games from a long time ago where you snap it back to the punter and he takes the safety.
Yeah.
You know,
with the clock. And that's a viable option here, or take a knee, run around, put one of those running backs or Bradley back there and let him run around and then
in the end zone.
And then finally just fall. You know, they took a timeout here with 27 seconds to burn as much clock as possible. But the Tigers, I wouldn't even put anybody back and just go after the They haven't run any punts back in the last 2 games we've covered, so why would they start now and just go after the punter? But, yeah, I'd put Bradley back there, whoever they have for a situation like that. And if possible, just run it back through the end zone and take the safety and just be safe. You're still up 8 points.
So let's see. It's a 4.
Or you leave the offense out there, which neither one of us thought about that.
29 seconds on the clock. So you run the ball wide to the wide side, and they run it to the short side of the field, and he goes for a big gain on the play. He's going to be short of the first down, so that's going to be a turnover on downs here. Clock now is at 22.7 seconds.
And there's a lot of validity in that play there. It's been their running backs have been successful all night, whether they were averaging 200 yards. They've easily amassed 200 yards tonight against a very good Tiger defense. And, just go with your bread and butter. We're not going to make it, but it doesn't matter. You know, they're only going to have Tigers have 23 ticks. We've shut them down here the whole second half. They've only mustered 1 successful drive, so, we'll stick to the game plan.
So for the Tigers, you've really got time for 1 first down and then a toss to the end zone, onside kick recovery, another toss to the end zone. So the odds are very long at this point for the Tigers.
In a downpour to help things out. But these stranger things have happened.
Zamarian Lang over here. Xander Smith flips it out there. He's got Zamarian Lang, gathers the ball, steps out of bounds. So not good enough for a first down, but stops the clock there. 17.9 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think a first down even matters. I think, like you said, just to get it up close now where they can fling it into the end zone in a shorter period of time is really the only option right now on the table.
Nunca Lang out here to the left, 3 receivers out there to the right side of the formation. Sarasota defense playing very soft, got 5 guys in coverage. Ball's thrown high. Rockland Lodge tipped it up and then nearly intercepted there by the safety coming over there. So now with 13.5 seconds on this clock, this game is not officially over, but in all likelihood, this one's done. Now Rockland Lodge is going to be on the slot on the right side of the formation. Over here is Zamarian Lang. High snap, and Xander Smith steps up. He's got the first down, going to get a knee down, slides, going to stop the clock there. Ball's at the 25-yard line, 6.5 seconds to go. So you've almost got
it. He's going to spike it. And he's hurrying everybody.
Devon Thomas back there.
That took 3 or 4 seconds.
2.7.
So they can toss it into the end zone here, and that'll be the game.
So what you would have to do here is have a interference, a defensive penalty that you would accept, like a late hit after the guy catches the touchdown. You're going to need another one on an onside kick recovery and then a throw to the end zone. So for the eternal optimists out there, there's your plan.
There's your plan. It's still out there. I think I got a better chance of winning a Florida lottery this week.
You and I both, for a guy that doesn't play. There's the long toss, incomplete pass. Clock expires here. So in this game, a surprise through many in Manatee and Sarasota County. The Sarasota Sailors with a dominant win, rushing the football 16-7.
Oh yeah, we talk about going back to what they needed to do tonight. Put pressure on the quarterback. They did. They won the battle in the trenches, wore the Tiger defense down when they needed to, but the most important thing, they played 4 quarters. What they didn't do against Manatee, so hats off to the Sailors with a great game plan against the Palmetto Tigers tonight.
We want to thank you for watching. You have been watching the Varsity Sports Network Game of the Week presented by the School District of Manatee County. Thank our Sarasota sponsor. Now that's a wrap. Tonight's final score from Sarasota, Florida. The Palmetto Tigers 7. The Sarasota Victoria Sailors 16. Join us next week as we bring you the VSN Game of the Week. presented by the School District of Manatee County. I'm Brian Varnador, along with my broadcast partner, Mr. Ken Burton Jr. We thank you for watching. And we are saying this for tonight. Here's some highlights from the game as we go. This is a wrap. Now that's a wrap.com.